And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show. And I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I don't know where to start. First of all, we have the Supreme Court decision that says presidents are immune from actions taken while in office. Only for official actions, not for unofficial actions. And the left, of course, they're triggered, they're butthurt, they melt down, they did all the above and more. Even if you death threats, we'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, speaking about reactions, AOC had an interesting reaction, as did a lot of her celebrity friends and politicians. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Jamie Foxx has revealed why he was hospitalized for quite a while and out of the public eye last year, back in 2023. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Project 2025. This particular thing is a boogeyman on the internets, especially in some of these black spaces. Oh, Project 2025, they gonna put y'all back in chains. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the Trump campaign had to pull out some receipts from the barbershop owner in Atlanta who claimed that he was fooled by the Trump campaign. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be a campaign stop. Meanwhile, you got Wesley Hunt, you have Ben Carson, Byron Donalds, a Black Americans for Trump 2024 signing your shot on the wall. Tell me something I can believe. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Also, happy early Independence Day, 4th of July, July 4, 1776. Shout out to Independence Day. Have fun, be responsible. Don't be out here acting the fool. Don't be like your man in the wheelchair. What was it, Terry? Don't be like Terry in the wheelchair, lighting off fireworks and not being able to evade when they start popping off, okay? Be aware of your vets in your neighborhood who may be kind of sensitive to the fireworks as well, if that's possible. But you guys enjoy yourself. Have a great Independence Day on tomorrow, July 4th, 2024. So shout out to you guys in the building for being here. Really, really appreciate y'all. We got quite a bit to get through. There's quite a few videos I've not covered. We got quite a few of those reactions to the Supreme Court ruling. Oh, the reactions. Look, if I could put the reactions in the bottle and sell it, I'd be bigger than Elon Musk, Bill Gates, everybody combined, and times a lot. Because that particular essence, is priceless. Oh, it's priceless. But we're going to get to those a little bit more and a little bit later. So shout out to you guys. Also, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Their link, as always, will be in the description, or just go to patriotpost.us in the browser of your choice. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. We have articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you got sources from the left, from the right, from the politically agnostic, from Democrat, Republican, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it. Uncut, free, as long as it's legal. It's going to be on the website, anthonyblogan.com. And the website is very important because YouTube does not allow me to play some things. I covered the BET Awards because Taraji P. Henson and Kamala Harris had a very cringe moment. One of the most cringe moments to ever grace any kind of screen, whether it be a cell phone screen, a TV screen, a movie screen, a laptop screen, any kind of screen. This had to have been the worst top 10 most cringe moments ever. I covered that, and then they go in and selectively, manually copyright claim I'm talking about 5 seconds of footage, just like really BET. Come on. This right here is petty. Sometimes the copyright system is abused by people that just want to do stuff. Okay, you have an unpopular opinion. They want to give you a copyright claim. It's like, man, come on. Anyway, I digress. The point is, I did cover that, but I might not be able to show some of that today. And what else we got? We got a lot going on, but back to the website. Before I get too far into what I want to talk about today, go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. You're able to find my email address, my email address, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. All those things are on there on the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me or not on these internets, just double check it, cross-reference the method of communication. My email is really easy, contact@anthonyblogan.com. It's always on the website, on the contact page. Black and white is, you could copy and paste and email me that way. It's real easy. If you are contacted by someone who has a 2,987 digit WhatsApp number, or they may even speak to you through the WhatsApp number, and their accent sounds crazy. You know how my voice sounds. I have a very distinct voice. You know who it is when you hear it. Some of these voices, hello, my friends. Hello, this is ABL, I promise. Oh, just put the money on the card and send it my way. I promise I will not cheat you. I will get you a big return on your investment. Idiot. And then the Rocky, if he dies, he dies. That kind of voice, the Ivan Drago, the borched, covering yourself from head to toe in somebody's basement in Lithuania somewhere. Listen, I don't sound like either one of those people. So please, please, please don't get scammed. I'm never going to contact you about some kind of get rich quick scheme. And that goes for any YouTuber. They're not going to contact you for these things. And the reason why I keep saying it all the time is because I still get emails occasionally to get one person. Oh, I sent you some money. Listen, you didn't send me no money. You didn't send me, if you didn't super chat, Cash App, nothing I have right here. If you sent somebody on WhatsApp some money, you done fed a whole family in Lagos, Nigeria. You didn't feed me. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And also, shout out to all the Nigerians and all the Eastern Europeans. You guys are all not just scammers. You're all not just borched delivery drivers and babushkas and whatnot. You guys are great people. Shout out to you guys out there in those areas of the world. And also you guys that have ancestry from those areas of the world. I'm glad you're here watching with me. All right, we got a whole lot going on. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Joe Brandon says, hey, this is ABL. I have a bridge to tell you. Let's talk. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I'm telling you, I still get those emails, and it was really bad when it first started with the trolls and whatnot in the chat. Oh, it was real bad. They've improved it. And I think more information is out there, but it was really bad when it first started. I'm not sure when that happened, the whole craze of the YouTube impersonator trolls, but I was getting emails every day getting emails about that. So I'm glad that it's kind of, and they almost got me, Bald Brad. I see you in the chat. Shout out to you, man. You get a lot of scam emails. They almost got me one time with this scamming. It wasn't on a YouTube comment. It was on my email. It looked very official, but I'm hyper vigilant when it comes to not falling for phishing scams, things of this nature. I'm a computer guy anyway, so it's like I can kind of tell, maybe more than the average person. But this one, it came that close to kind of catching my attention. But almost immediately I saw that it was fake. But it was convincing. So you guys, please be careful. Now we got a whole lot of videos to get through. There's a whole lot happening. Oh man, there's so much going on here. California, you guys, I pray for you every day, man, because I don't understand how you make it. I don't really get it. Here's Oakland. Now look, I've been in some hoods in my life, but I've never seen anything quite like Oakland, California. It's like they pretty much letting the city die. And I don't know what the plan is. Is the plan to let the city die Everybody kill each other off and then rebuild from the ashes? Is that the plan? Is that the science behind the madness? I don't understand. But let's watch this. 3 a.m. in Oakland, California. We got random fires on the ground. We got people driving loud cars, wheelies and whatnot, middle of the night. And it looks like it might be like a really busy thing, like one of these street takeovers. That seems to be the thing all over the country, the street takeover. I mean, are people bored? Like, can somebody explain to me the phenomenon of a street takeover? Is it a social media thing? Like, what's the science? I've never seen this kind of behavior. Street takeovers, people just jumping on cars. When did this kind of stuff start happening? They also do that in Atlanta, but I talk about Atlanta a lot. I go there a lot, but I don't go anywhere near a street takeover. I stay over there. I'm over there. If a street takeover is happening in an area, I don't care where it is, United States of America, that's where I don't need to be. This can easily devolve into a shootout. Man, look, I got enough common sense to stay far away from anywhere that has that kind of thing going on. I don't even want to hear the street takeover noises in the periphery. I want to be so far away that I can't even hear it. I'm in little pockets of the city that don't have this kind of activity. So did it start in the Bay Area, Blanco, Lucas? And look, somebody said I can understand street race. I'm not even against street racing as long as you can do it safely to where you're not in the middle of the daytime, rush hour or something like that. I mean, you go down 400 in Atlanta or that's like the Autobahn. People going as fast as can be. I didn't hit 90 miles an hour in my F-150 on that, and I was going slow. Like, that's just, if you're not a good driver, a fast driver, forget about it. If you are a timid driver, there's certain parts of the USA you shouldn't go. Just because it's breakneck speed. When I was in DC, I used to go to DC a lot. But the last time I remember driving to DC from like Norfolk, that area, the Beltway, oh my goodness. The Beltway, you going 85 miles an hour, bumper to bumper. That's the way it felt like. Imagine that. You're bumper to bumper, 85 miles an hour. That's how them pileups happen, because y'all following so close and going so fast. As soon as it stops, you don't have any room to really, to brace yourself for impact. You're pretty much going to be right in the back of the person you're in front of. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep on going here. Now, Beverly Hills, robbery, broad daylight, and you have a black Ferrari. Okay, you got a black Ferrari getting robbed broad daylight, Beverly Hills. I thought that this was a safe area in California. I thought you could be in Beverly Hills and it'd be all right. Okay, you're not in Inglewood, Inglewood, Compton, none of that. You up in the nicer area and you getting robbed gunpoint in your black Ferrari, your Batmobile.
Is everything okay? Daddy, go to the back. Come on, go to the back, y'all. Go to the back. Is everything okay?
So yeah, be careful out there. You're thinking you in a nice area, got your nice car, it's all good. But hey, it's a little different in California. It's a teeny bit different. And the guy that did that, the guy who did that is not going to get locked up. The guy who did that, maybe he get a slap on the wrist. Maybe. Oh, he's, just what AOC said, he just wants some bread. So he had to carjack somebody in Beverly Hills in a black Ferrari, and he had to do it 25 times in the week because look, he needed some bread. He needed some bread. So what are you going to do? Amy says you have squatters in Beverly Hills. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Look, this is why I love where I live out here in Tennessee. Oh, it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. The neighbors are so nice. You know, the crime in our town is concentrated in one little area. I got to show you guys a clip just real quick. When you're talking about how to, because people always ask the question, how do you combat crime? How do you really, you know, what do you do in these cities, in these inner city areas? If you are district attorney, what do you do? Now, this was a master class. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. So in Chattanooga, Tennessee, they hired a new police chief, she black, from Atlanta, which is a red flag because what happens in Atlanta sometimes is that it just lets stuff go. Stuff that shouldn't be let go. Criminal stuff, things that you could get charged for, they kind of just let go. Anyway, so the police chief gets hired, but before she is hired, she lies about her place of residence in the paperwork. She owns a home in Fulton County, but she said she had one in Hamilton County here in Tennessee, but she does not. She only has her residence in Atlanta. This is a felony offense. In Atlanta, they might not even trip about that, but it's illegal. When you start to just let stuff go, like you have laws in the books for a reason. When you just let stuff go, that's when you have a downward spiraling effect. So she gets brought up on charges. And of course, she is removed as police chief. Now you have the black clergy, the so-called black leaders in the community coming out in front of the DA's office to protest it. But you got to hear what the DA said in response. This was golden. And look, before I get into it, to be crystal clear, I'm not trying to attack the community. I'm just saying this is what you do. I don't care if the DA was black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. I don't care what color the DA is. This is the appropriate way to handle these crybabies. Now, watch this.
On this Monday,
all right, let me put it on the screen for you guys right quick.
David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton.
Well, there are new developments in the case of former Chattanooga Police Chief Celeste Murphy, who resigned last week. She was indicted on 17 counts of felony and misdemeanor criminal charges, including forgery, perjury, and official misconduct. She surrendered to the Hamilton County Jail, where she was booked and released on a $19,000 bond. Now, the Chattanooga African-American clergy voiced their support for former Chief Murphy.
Well, District Attorney Cody Wamp has a differing view, and Local 3's Riley Nagel has more from both sides.
Those with the Chattanooga African-American clergy believe while much attention has been put on the former Chief Murphy's residency, little or no attention has been placed on her results as chief.
Chief Murphy has led with integrity and honor, even under unfair, constant personal attacks.
Ernest Reed, pastor for Second Missionary Baptist Church, stood alongside fellow local religious leaders, claiming under Celeste Murphy's leadership, the city of Chattanooga saw a decrease in overall crime.
They did not. The crime in Chattanooga, it's in one area, East Chat, for the most part. That's where the community is. And that area has always been messed up. All these people, all these so-called leaders, all these clergy, they get money from the city to do work in the community, which don't work because they don't really do much other than wear these nice fancy suits. They get money to support their families, to send their kids to private schools, and they have little backdoor meetings with the county mayor, Weston Wamp, who is the DA's brother. Cody Wamp is the DA. Weston Wamp is the Hamilton County mayor. They go behind her back and talk to him, begging him for money because he's softer. She tough. She don't play no games. She has given them her personal phone number, and they don't call her when little kids get shot, when women are missing in the community. They don't call her or come to the office for any other reason. But now you got a corrupt black police chief to get fired. They want to show up. Now you're going to see what she says in a minute.
The Chattanooga Police Department has achieved a homicide investigation closure rate of over 90%.
Reed went on to say he believes the charges brought against Murphy were unjust and a politically motivated persecution.
This attempt to discredit an African American woman in leadership reeks of petty partisan politics.
Can I say something right quick? I hate guys that talk like that because it's fake. I don't believe what you're saying because the way you're speaking is fake. Just talk regular. This ain't the pulpit, sir. You're not in church trying to get them collections. I'm getting triggered. I'm getting triggered, so I'm going to move on.
The clergy is now requesting that Murphy receives her full payout from her contract. Immediately after the call to action, District Attorney Cody Wamp responded to the clergy, calling the religious leaders opportunistic and claims they don't care about justice.
This year, homicides are up 45% in the city of Chattanooga. This year, 82% of homicides in this city claim the lives of black men. Of all that have been cleared, every single one is a black perpetrator. I do not recall a press release or a press conference in which you call for a ceasefire in your own community.
Wamp explained she cannot comment on the former chief's charges because she was not involved in the investigation. She ended her rebuttal saying she believes the clergy members care more about Murphy's indictment than the lives of black citizens.
When this group of people begins to take care of their community and love on their community so that we see a decrease in violent crime, I will begin to respect them.
Wow. Like, Cody don't care. Cody Wamp does not care. And I've not met her before, but I hear that she's really good at what she does. Weston Wamp, I've not heard about him, but his predecessor, well, I have heard about him, but I've not met him. His predecessor, Jim Coppinger, one of the best guys you're ever going to meet in your life. Nicest guy in the world. So we have really good people here in leadership when it comes to actual leadership, like district attorney, county mayor, things of this nature. And Cody, hot as a pistol. I'm talking about does not care, calls it how it is. They try to go behind her back to her brother, Weston, the county mayor, because he's softer to get money and things of this nature. But what she said right here was right on point.
Until then, do not come down to this courthouse and race bait. This is not about race. This is not about race.
Oh my goodness. Now, remember, the so-called clergy, the black leadership, they were right there in front of her office. As they were having their press conference talking about this is racially motivated, the reason why the black police chief who was corrupt and lied on the paperwork got fired, where they were saying that, she was right there like this. Just watching and listening with her arms crossed, straight face, stone cold face. And then she took over the press conference, got her own podium, had all the cameras that were there for the so-called clergy right on her, which was dumb for them to do. Why would you go right to her office and have a press conference for her to take it over and dominate and destroy all y'all? You got like 15 people there. You got one person eliminating all y'all with just a few minutes of her speaking.
We never said anything about race.
I have nothing further to say.
For now, Celeste Murphy is due in court July 12th.
So yeah, that was wild. So shout out to Cody Wamp, the Hamilton County, well, it might be Chattanooga district attorney. She's not playing no games. Listen, you have all these problems happening in chat. Every time I turn on the news, and it's only one area that is pretty much relegated to one area. They don't come out here at all. Where I live, it's all peaceful. And I live in a diverse area. I got white neighbors, black neighbors, Hispanic neighbors, Indian from India. I got a little bit of everybody. We got quite a few Indian neighbors. We have everybody here. What we don't have is the community. Those who want to just languish in poverty, languish in negativity and bad behavior. They are over there. The leaders of the community don't do anything to help them. They just line their pockets with money from the federales or from the city or from whatever, collection plate money. And it's deeper than collection plates. That's not even the main thing. They will take collection plate money. That's fine. Okay, congratulations. But then they get other money from the feds. They get other money from the city, things of this nature. I'm going to close this particular topic up and move on with one little thing you got to know. A lot of these religious leaders public speakers, they get paid a lot from some shadowy figures. I heard one story of a guy getting paid $80,000 a month to do DEI speeches, to say how bad the white man was. And he's not even really a good speaker, but since he'll say that, he's a black guy and he just has a little bit of, they'll put him right in there. Boom. All right, you come talk to Xerox and tell the white man how bad he is, and we're gonna pay you, and you're gonna pay you handsomely to do it. Where's the money come from? A lot of government money, a lot of city money, maybe even the company themselves. Hey, we want to get a few points on this metric of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, let's put you in here, give you a salary, and you're gonna say how bad the white man is for 20 minutes to an hour, and that'll be your job. But now we're trying to roll that back, rolling the DEI initiatives back, so it won't be so much of that type of stuff going on. All right. But shout out to you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate y'all. We got 11,000 in the building on a Wednesday. Thank y'all for joining. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, you know what you got to do in these areas. You know what you got to do in these areas. You got to be real tough with these youngins, because they don't respect anything else. All right. And part of being tough with these youngins is not taking any kind of nonsense. You want to do little TikTok pranks and whatnot. Listen, I don't know you from mechanic paint. I know kind of where I'm at. I'm in the hostile area. So if you come with a TikTok prank, you might get a teeny bit more than what you bargained for. Remember that guy that did the prank in Northern Virginia and almost got deleted, got shot in the mall? I think it was a food delivery guy going to the mall, and the guy trying to mess with him, doing all kind of stuff, put that thing out, bop, bop, bop. Hey, man, it was almost his last prank. But anyway, here's a similar situation at what appears to be a Walmart. Check it out.
You said it's yours? Yeah. No, it ain't. It's mine. And if you want to do something about it, come show me. What the hell is wrong with you, bro?
So if you can't see what's going on, the guy is checking out stuff at the register, and the other guy comes up and just starts taking stuff and says, do something about it.
You heard what I said? I said if you want to do something. Is this a TikTok or something? No, this ain't no TikTok. This real life. I already see him with the phone. This real life. Put my shit.
So the guy's now frustrated because he knows it's a TikTok. He sees the guy recording. It's like, man, look, you just need to leave me alone, put my stuff down, and just don't even do it today. Now, if you hear that from a guy, first of all, don't be doing pranks to strangers. Don't do that, because it could end the wrong way. You gambling with your life. But if you're doing a prank to a stranger and then they say this, okay, prank's over.
Back, man. Come do something. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on. You want to work it out? Yeah, spit that down. Then ring me up. Put your phone down, brother. You're going to get this nigga killed. I don't do that TikTok shit, brother. What? You want to show me? Put my shit down. Show me then. Put my shit down, I'm going to show you. Put my shit down and let me show you. I have license to carry, so let's do this. Oh,
Now we getting the gun involved. See what I'm saying? Because you just gotta leave people alone. Look, I'm telling you numerous times, put my stuff down, leave me alone. I'm telling you numerous times to stop. Now we gotta escalate it.
Let's do this. Hey, look. All right, Stu. I got a license to carry. It's for a prank. It's for a prank. Fuck a prank. I hate you motherfuckers doing this shit. It's for a funny video. I've had a long day. Understood. It's for a funny video. I put my shit back. Got you. And I'm watching your homeboy. He gonna watch you get shot trying to get you some views.
Now look, here comes white guy trying to defuse it. And he's correct. He's like, yo, you might want to just not, because I'm not trying to die in here. You see this guy has a gun. He's ready to use it. My man was trying to just be like, okay, time to stop recording and leave the store. That's what this look means right here. And he's correct.
Get shot trying to get you some views. Y'all brothers need to stop that bullshit. Hey, at least you carrying. You know what I'm saying? You licensed to carrying off people? Yes, I'm licensed to carry. And I ain't got time for y'all youngsters doing that shit. And he think that shit's a joke. How many views did you get off that shit? Probably gonna get a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm only licensed to carry content.
Yeah, people just need to stop, man. Like, yeah. A TikTok, it ain't worth dying in Walmart. It ain't worth getting deleted. It ain't worth getting deleted by the pet section and Wally World, man. I'm just not really. I did not anticipate my final days getting deleted by the electronics. I'm not trying to be bleeding over a deluxe set of Pretty Woman on Broadway. I'm just not trying to do that, man. I'd rather be surrounded by friends and family rather than have something like that happen. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, and speaking of guns and protecting yourself and whatnot, let's go back to California, Bay Area. The crime has gotten so bad that delivery drivers are now having armed guards to protect them while they deliver the packages. Shout out to my main man, Anton Daniels. He says, yeah, they're doing too much. Entirely too much, Anton. Look, I'm a nice guy. I'm a cool guy. You can come up to me and talk. I'm approachable. But when you try to like do a prank and try to mess with me, sir, let's not do that right now. Put my items back on the thing and have a nice day. You want to try to do some other stuff? I'm going to think that you might be hostile. Now I'm in self-defense mode. And don't let it be family with me. Oh, man. Anyway, here we go. Check it out. Delivery drivers now have armed guards with them. You know what? And they should just let you be strapped. At this point in California, I don't know what the problem is. They see the crime's out of control. The criminals don't care about laws. They will kill you in a minute. Just let everybody be strapped, man. It'll make things better. If you can just wave a magic wand and eliminate all guns from society, including the military, which is not going to happen, then great, do it. But you can't.
Many call them the lifeline of the American economy, truck drivers, including those who deliver merchandise to convenience stores, often early in the morning. But a clerk at the downtown San Jose 7-Eleven was surprised to see this recently. A delivery company called Core-Mart providing an armed guard with its truck and driver.
My man is armed with the vest and everything.
Gurdev Singh says, unfortunately, he understands why.
Facing so many problems just because of the crazy guys. Now they are good at all. Here in downtown San Jose, lot of crazy people hanging all the time. So better they hire a guard.
So my man is like, yo, we got all these people in downtown San Jose, all these crazy people hanging around. So the armed guard is a good thing. Yeah, because you never know. With a crazy person, sometimes they just be kind of minding their business, but then they could just pop on you, snap, and then somebody gets injured or even worse. It's like we saw with the young lady, what was her name? Kim Glass on Instagram, where she's in downtown LA, just having dinner or brunch or something with her friends, and a bum randomly just throws some kind of metal object. It might have been a screw, like a really big screw. He throws it with precision, hits her right in the eye and almost blinds her. Randomly for no reason. She ain't talked to the guy, didn't know the guy, but that's kind of how it goes in the place where you're allowing the criminals, not even criminals, pardon me, the lunatics to just be out in the public. You have an open air insane asylum. Back in the day, they would get put in the loony bin. Not even Big Rocks, Little Rocks, the loony bin. You stay over there. You get the long form sweater. You get to do the Wakanda Forever for a little bit, right? Your arms crossed around your chest, over your shoulders. And if you want to bang your head into the wall, you got padded rooms. Maybe even a football helmet or something like that. A mouthpiece. You dressed up for Little League football, but you're not going nowhere. You could be right here in this room. And some may say that's a cruel punishment. That's a cruel thing to do. But look, I'd rather them be in there than to be out in the streets. I don't know why they stopped having insane asylums, because they need them. They definitely need them. And now we got all these drugs running around. Oh, my goodness. The drugs are crazy. Big Pharma is out of control. And people, they kind of get upset sometimes when I say we need to fight the drug war appropriately, because there's too many drugs in society. People kind of get upset. But really, the big thing that I like to fight against is Big Pharma. That's where all the drugs are coming from. The street drugs ain't nothing but Big Pharma drugs. That's all that it is. Fentanyl comes from Big Pharma. Okay, all these things are synthetic, Big Pharma created. But anyway, let's keep on going. Now, check it out. Government spending out of control. This is going to be in Vancouver, BC, Canada. They installed the chandelier under the Granville Street Bridge in 2019. Okay, it says it was designed by local artist Rodney Graham. Hold on, let me put it on the screen right here so you guys can see it. It was designed by local artist Rodney Graham. It spins and descends twice daily, symbolizing luxury in a city facing severe homelessness and affordability issues, priorities, right? So check it out. This little chandelier right here costs $4.8 million. All right. Now, look, you could have easily just not even put that right there. This was a complete waste of money. Under a bridge, it might be somebody shooting fentanyl right there, right next to it. So tell me the purpose of having something like that going on. This is wasteful government spending. Oh, ABL, if we don't pay taxes, how about my roads? How about my roads? What you mean, my chandeliers, my train to nowhere, my bridge to nowhere, my wasted money on the school system in Baltimore, spending $15,000 per student and the kids can't read at all? I said it on my Twitter. I was like that story I did. You guys may have seen that video. You've been there for a while. And shout out to all the lifers out here. I appreciate y'all. But I did a story about the boy in Baltimore who had a 1.3 GPA, a 0.13 GPA, and he was ranked 62 out of 120 in his graduating class. And you know what? I saw an update on the boy. Well, he might have been 18 at the time in the 9th grade. But anyway, I saw an update talking about he's doing better. He went to a new school, he's getting A's and B's. I'm like, man, stop. Just stop. It's impossible for him to be doing better because you're already 18 years old, failing, getting complete F's on everything. If you're getting A's and B's, maybe you're getting A's and B's on the 8th grade curriculum if you're already 19 years old, but it's already over with. There was a law they passed here. I think they passed a law. I heard from somebody that they passed a law in Tennessee that if you, I forget what it was, but basically the whole 3rd grade rule. And the 3rd grade rule is if you can't read well or on grade level by the 3rd grade, if you're behind in reading by the 3rd grade, it's pretty much a wrap. It is a wrap. And I forget what they did out here in Tennessee with that. Something like you're going to be held back. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, now let's check out what Nancy Pelosi has in her portfolio. All right. Let's talk about that. And if you want some stock tips, you should follow an insider trader in the federal government because I feel like they have the right stocks. Matter of fact, hold on. I saw her portfolio growth. It was like 40%. I was like, what? But it's easy to have these gains when you are insider trading. When you are in government and legislate these companies, you have an inside track as to what's going to happen. All right, they got the young guy from the Toronto Raptors, Jonte Porter. They're gonna lock him up. He's going to go to prison for betting on NBA games as an NBA player. How about Nancy Pelosi betting on the stock market as a government official, the Speaker of the House formerly, betting on stocks?
Alert. Nancy Pelosi just disclosed 4 new trades today. Here is everything you need to know. Nancy Pelosi, one of the best traders of all time, just bought 2 stocks and sold 2 others. I'm not going to waste your time, so let's get straight into it. First, Nancy Pelosi just bought between 1 and 5 million Broadcom call options expiring next year in July 2025, ticker symbol AVGO. The trade was made 8 days ago, but politicians can wait up to 45 days to disclose their trades. Second, she updated her NVIDIA position after making millions of dollars on the stock. She didn't sell, she doubled down, adding $1.2 million. The trade was made 6 days ago. Third,
and I do own NVIDIA. I own NVIDIA and I own Tesla. Yes, I do. Hey, listen, roll with the winners. If you see an insider trader from the government betting on certain things, that might be a good idea. Look at where it is, or you might want to kind of research it. You don't want to be on the end of a dump. But hey, see what's going on. Why would you sell Tesla? What's happening?
She sold her entire Tesla position of about $500,000. The trade was made 8 days ago, around $180, so she actually missed 30% appreciation. Something bad is lurking for Tesla. Finally, she sold some of her...
Now, Tesla, I see kind of having an issue because Tesla has a lot of recalls. Tesla they are not a very good car company. They make good cars, but they're not a very good car company. With the infrastructure of repair and the cost and the time and then the availability or lack thereof of chargers across the country, I could see them losing a lot of value soon. And then you have Elon kind of splitting attention between different companies, X and SpaceX and all that kind of stuff.
Visa positions yesterday. She sold 2,000 shares, or about $500,000. Many people think the AI trend is over, but Nancy Pelosi is doubling down on it. What does she know that we don't?
Oh, no, AI is not dying down at all. Hold on, let me see what she said. So, Visa, she sold, but nah, AI trend is not dying down. AI is just beginning. AI is not going anywhere. It's just the beginning. And a lot of the things that we use right now for artificial intelligence, a lot of these ChatGPT is a toy. ChatGPT is not true AI because it has all kind of guardrails. It's not, you put in a certain thing on ChatGPT, it'll give you a pre-programmed answer from a developer, not artificial intelligence. Certain things they're not really going to answer, race issues. It's when true AI really descends upon us, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be like the Matrix, but hopefully not. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. So this one, being a young woman in 2024 and comparing yourself to your parents. Interesting clip. I have something to say about this after we watch it.
I'm about to be how old my mom was when she first started having kids.
And please pardon the cursing. Don't blame me. Blame the white women.
They already had purchased 7 acres of land. We're in the process of building their own home. And I can't even afford, like, gas. Like, I can barely even afford my fucking rent. Like, the idea of buying a house one day is just so abstract to me and just unobtainable. And the fact that, like, I went to college. Like, I did all the right things. And, like, I'm no better off at all. Like, honestly, I think I'm a little bit, we all are a little worse off. Because, like, 20 years ago, our dollar went a hell of a lot farther than it does now. Like, was college even fucking worth?
Yeah, nah, college was not really, college, it depends. I think a lot of people, a lot of normies are starting to kind of get disillusioned with the idea of college because they realize that they don't have a lot of opportunity afterward, depending upon what they go to school for. If you go to school for a skilled trade that's in high demand, that's one thing. But if you're going for just business administration, you might as well just not even go to college, in my opinion. Especially if you're going to have debt. If you're going to get into debt to take up business administration, I don't see the purpose. Now, if you get into debt for dentistry or something like that, okay, that makes sense. You're going to have a skilled trade that'll yield a great career, a lot of money, jobs, all of that. Business administration, general studies or something stupid, you're wasting your time and money. You might as well just go straight to the streets and do what you got to do. Not literally like you're about to go, gangbang, but you understand what I'm saying? Do something else other than go to college if you don't have a highly skilled trade in mind. You want to be a doctor, lawyer, dentist, something, engineer. Okay, anything else? Regular normie stuff? Office work? Nah. Yeah, dentist big money. Dentist, the dentistry, that's big money. Shout out to the dentists out there. Shout out to you guys. That's a serious trade, man. You in somebody's mouth, like you're performing surgery on teeth and things of this nature. It's serious. Dude says underwater basket weaving is in high demand. Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what they go to school for, and then they come out and they are a Starbucks barista, and the student loan payments are crucial. Oh my goodness, crucial. Anybody out there listening to me that's young or in college, listen, if you're in college and you're racking up debt and you don't have a clear vision of the future, I say go ahead and drop out before you just cut your losses. What are you doing? I did that when I was, 21, 22? Young guy. I'm going to ODU in Norfolk, and I realized that it's a bunch of scamming going on. I didn't really need the degree for what I was doing, being self-employed, having a graphic design business, which I did for a long time. I didn't need college anymore. It was like, what am I doing here? But they'll take your money if you if you allow them to take your money, they'll take your money. And they won't tell you nothing about, oh, man, you really don't need this. It's not really, they will do whatever they can to get you in them doors. They're like salesmen. But anyway, let's check this out. Let's look at this CBS poll as far as who's going to be the president, who people like to be the president more. Is it Trump or Biden? Check it out.
Growing pressure on President Biden from inside his own party after last week's very poor debate performance. And we now have a new CBS News poll. While the presumptive nominees are functionally tied in our national poll, it shows a shift towards former President Trump. Now, our last poll had President Biden leading very slightly. The president was also in battleground states in the last poll. Now he is behind by 3 points, though that is still within the margin of error. This comes as the White House offers multiple explanations for the president's debate performance. Growing pressure.
So, yeah, you see the poll right here. Okay. We got Trump 50%, Biden 48%. This is on CBS News poll. And I think you're going to see a lot more polls like that because they are throwing this guy away. When I say this guy, I'm talking about Biden. They're throwing Biden completely away. Matter of fact, hold on. I think I got quite a few videos here to talk about it. Oh, yeah. These are going to be great. First, we got an impression from someone. And then we have a lot of your politicos, your celebrities and whatnot talking about it.
Hey, Dad, do an impression of Joe Biden trying to explain the difference between tangerines and oranges.
Tangerine. When I was a kid growing up, this was in Kentucky. Civil War just ended. And there was a tree. My father planted the tree. Tangerine tree. Anyway, Abe Lincoln said, I'm going to cut down that cherry tree. No, the other guy. Anyway, what was the question?
That's pretty much Joe Biden right there. And this is what is being seen by the whole world. The whole world. It ain't just us right here in the chat. And shout out to you guys for watching. We got quite a few in the building on the Wednesday. I mean, we got almost 1,300 in the building on the Wednesday. Thank you for being here. It ain't just us watching it. It's the entire world watching this disaster of a man. Everybody watching it. So it's bad. It's real bad out there in the streets. Okay. Now, you know who, hold on. I have a word from Anthony Fauci. Not Dr. Fauci. I'm gonna just say Anthony. How about that? Matter of fact, you don't even get to use the name Anthony. You just Fauci.
Looked like a bad night because my interaction with him was what I described in the book and what happened even subsequent to what I described in the book after I got out. He's very probing in his questions, very analytical, very calm about things. When you go into brief him, Major, you better really know your topic because he's going to ask you very relevant questions. And he's very reflective on things and just doesn't jump out with conclusions or anything, but is very analytic. So my interactions with him, I have to say, have been very, very positive.
Did you see the debate?
I did.
Did anything about that, what you saw, medically alarm you?
That's a really good question because he's a doctor, right? A so-called doctor. But watch this quack not say anything. Obviously, listen, you don't got to be a doctor to see that something's wrong with this man. It's clearly something wrong with this man. You don't got to be a doctor. But watch this dude just sit up here and lie to all you guys. Watch.
I can't say. I think it would be inappropriate to say that, Major, because when you're just looking at someone on a one-shot basis, you just don't know what could happen.
Sir, come on, man. Like, why we got to play games like this? This is what I'm talking about. The lies, the gaslighting, the misinformation. Come on, man. We see what we see. We don't got to play this game.
Did he have a bad cold? Did he take an antihistamine to make?
They said he had a cold, but I ain't hear no coughing or sniffing. He was just old. It's not a cold. It's called being old.
Him, groggy or what have you. We don't know what went on. And I think it would be unfair and inappropriate to try and diagnose something from just a 90-minute clip.
A 90-minute clip? What you mean? Like, that's like not 90 seconds. It's not 20 seconds. It's an hour and a half of him on stage looking the same way he's been looking for the past few years. A 90-minute clip. A 90-minute clip is funny. But hey, man, that's Washington, D.C. That's what they do. They're out here acting stone cold, complete fool. All right. Now we have a few things. I think what I'm going to get into before we get into actually the Supreme Court decision. So you guys know the Supreme Court decision, the 6-3 decision that says presidents cannot be prosecuted. They have immunity. They cannot be prosecuted for official acts done while president, although they may be prosecuted for unofficial acts. All right. So this has been interpreted by the left like this. You see this? This is from Huffington Post, a headline. Supreme Court gives Joe Biden the legal okay to assassinate Donald Trump. Huffington Post, really? Is that what you're going to put out there to your viewers? You're going to put that fear-mongering, crazy, ridiculous message out there? You think it's okay for him to just, since when was deleting the president an official act of a president? Since when did that actually fit into that category? You know what's happening right now is that the propaganda is being turned up to 10. Oh my goodness. A lot of you guys send me videos, like people in their car, and I could tell that it's fake. Meaning they were probably paid by the administration to say certain things in a certain way. And also they kind of latch on to existing influencers to do that. One obvious guy, in my opinion, is a rapper named Plies. He does this, I could tell. Because I kind of would see his stuff come up on my timeline occasionally. I wouldn't really follow him, Plies, but I would see him and his stuff occasionally. Then I started to see a lot more of his stuff get posted on the big blog sites and whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing. What he's done is tailor his message more to being in favor of the Democratic Party. He's getting a check, I could tell. And there's quite a few guys like that. Sometimes they're a little bit more obvious than others. But let's look at this right here. All right, I've not seen this one, but let's check it out. RP to the headphone users.
Here are the first 15 promises he has made if he is reelected. You may have heard of Project 2025, but this is from Agenda 47, and you can read all of these on his website. First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history. He will also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking.
I don't see nothing wrong so far. I mean, human trafficking, you're talking about some of the worst kind of crimes in history. Because, let's just go there, right? Slavery was human trafficking. So would she say that deleting a slaver is wrong? Would she defend the slaver and say, hey, I know you had about 1,000 slaves, but look, he was a good man. He ain't do nothing wrong. Don't delete him. Huh? Or how about those that are trafficking children? I don't mean 18-year-old, 17-year-old, MS-13. I'm talking about little kids, babies and whatnot, trafficking them for very, very inappropriate things. Now, you get caught with 15 kids in your truck bed. Yes, you got to get deleted immediately. We don't got to ask. Look, you got 15 kids in your truck bed. Your GPS shows where you were going and where you come. Nah. Would she say, hey, I know he had 15 to 35 kids in his truck bed from Mexico, coming into America, smuggling them illegally. I know he was doing that, but he's a good guy. Please spare his life. Would she do that? I hope not. But I digress.
He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states.
That's a very good thing. Didn't we just talk about how the boy in Baltimore had a 0.13 GPA, and he was ranked 62 out of 120 in his graduating class? Why do we have the Department of Education when you got kids who were 18 years old, graduating high school, graduating, not flunking out, graduating without the ability to read? You're talking about literacy rates in some of these areas comparable to third world countries. What is the Department of Education doing? Why do we need that? What is the like, you could just eliminate, you could do a Javier Milei, afuera, with all these ministries and agents. You could do that here and we would not really notice it. All these agencies have become bloated, bureaucratic, red tape nightmares. All they do is create jobs in Washington, D.C., metropolitan area, period.
To decide. He will put prayer back into school and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs. He will end the Affordable Care Act. He will ban gender-affirming care for adults and children, and he will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender-affirming care.
Great. I don't see nothing wrong so far. Listen, all these programs, Agenda 47, Project 2025, they're all the same in the eyes of these people. They just don't like the politics. So they're trying to make it be scary, to make you be scared, but you guys not going to get scared.
Which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis.
That's not gender-affirming. That's ridiculous. That's like something totally different. Erectile dysfunction is not gender-affirming. You know what I'm saying? I still got the twig and berries. Like, I don't need to, like, it's still there. Like, I don't know what you identify as. Somebody said it. Her gender fluid is leaking. Priceless. Priceless. That, an A1 joke.
Those will still be available. He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress. He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals. He will immediately pardon all of the January 6thers, and he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er. He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities.
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. Woke cities like San Francisco, Oakland, Los Angeles, etc., so on and so forth, where the rule of law has become a joke. Yeah, deploy the National Guard out there. We need it. We need it. Absolutely.
On day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO and says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection. He will also restore the wonderful travel ban for Muslims coming to America. He will build freedom cities. This is 10 new cities built on federal land. He will award them to areas with the best development proposals, and he will prioritize moving young families to these freedom cities.
I mean, it sounds really interesting to me. That's kind of intriguing, the freedom city. I mean, I don't know about me going out there, but it sounds interesting.
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car. He believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off.
I don't know about a flying car, but as far as the e-vehicles, I wouldn't eliminate e-vehicles, but I would eliminate all the mandates to force them into the fleet.
He will remove all of the limits on American natural gas exports and drill baby drill for oil domestically.
Yes.
He will impose a tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports. Yep. He will extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%. He will push Congress to pass legislation that would give every American the right to concealed carry anywhere at any time.
Yeah, I love it.
And he will revoke any gun restrictions or legislation that seeks to inhibit people's ability to own guns that's been passed in the last several years. He will demand that Europe pay back all the money we gave Ukraine, and then he will use all of that money to recruit for the American military. And he will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities. He specifically names Harvard in this one.
Harvard, because of the racism that they have against Asians. Yes. I mean, if it's racism, it's racism. I don't care who it's against. I don't care what color you are. If it's racism, it's racism. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. It's all the same. So yes, absolutely.
Then he will use that money to create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent. So that's Agenda 47. And here
So there we have it. So quite a few interesting ideas from Agenda 47. I'm not mad at it. I think I like it. Shout out to Trump for that one. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. We got quite a few more things going on. And we're going to keep moving. And let's see here. Look at this guy. Says Biden should have the CIA delete Trump. The Supreme Court said he could. This is what your brain looks like on MSNBC.
So since the Supreme Court just came down with some kind of bullshit decision saying...
Hey, sorry for the cussing. Blame the white man. It ain't my fault.
Saying that one man is above the law in this country, even though the Constitution says quite different, and they're supposed to uphold constitutional law. So I don't know what Constitution they read to get the answer for this. But since they say that a president is immune from prosecution for anything he does officially while he's in office, I think that Joe Biden should officially have Donald Trump killed off, and that would solve this problem of him being too stupid to run our country for 4 more years because he's brain dead. But he could win the election that way. Take the official stance and just shoot Donald Trump right there on 5th Street. The Supreme Court said you could.
They did not. They most certainly did not. And you might get a little knock on your door. They might come to your door like, sir, I mean, that was pretty disturbing. You have any medication in the house? You have any illicit drugs? Like, what's going on? Do you have any kind of warrants out for your arrest? Come on outside. Just come on outside for a minute. Let us talk to you. Matter of fact, can we come inside? It's just me and a few other agents, and I got a dog with me for my safety, but he ain't gonna bite you as long as you don't act crazy. The dog's right here. He's good. Yeah, man, don't do stuff like that. Like you think you could just say whatever you want on social media. That could be considered a threat. I'm seeing a lot more of these threats over telecommunications. You can't do stuff like that, man. That's the easy way to get deleted or to get sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. Now, here we have one of Donald Trump's, I think Trump has an army of trolls that follow him regardless of what he does or what he says. Famous trolls. One of the most famous trolls, Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, Rosie. Now let's see what her thoughts are about the Supreme Court ruling.
Those are the squirrels talking. They probably want more walnuts. All right, I'm going to go feed.
All right, the squirrels are trucking. Okay.
Feed them. Listen, I'm depressed myself, but I'm trying to tell you out there, if you are, you got to hold on. We've survived all the depressing days so far. We'll survive this one. Reach out for your friends for help. Tell the people that you love how you feel. And know that this country, I believe, is going to right itself and oust him for good in November. And boy, I pray. That's all I got to say.
Kind of a little sad, a little depressed. You be all right. It's going to be all right. Listen, through all this rigmarole, through all this stuff, you are doing just fine. You're not on the streets in Los Angeles smoking crack or shooting fentanyl or nothing like that. You're fine. I promise you're okay. Don't even worry about it. And you know what? You'll be even better. Quiet as it's kept. You'll be better when Trump comes back into office. You shall be better. Now, here is Joy Reid. Joy Reid finally got rid of the blonde wig.
This election.
I told her, I was like, look, I didn't tell her directly. I told her through the video. Hopefully she saw me. I was like, look, these wigs you have on top of your head look crazy. You don't even need to do all that. I'll prefer you do the Wakanda Forever, the women that were like the guards. Do that. Do the whole bald head type situation. Okay, so she's kind of taking my advice a little bit. This is better than these 1580s British court powdered wigs that she was wearing. But anyway.
This election is no longer about the old guy that's in the White House now. Like, all the op-ed pages and the New York Times can run around and opine about, what Joe Biden should do. And, y'all have fun with that. Enjoy yourselves, intellectual thought leaders. I no longer care. Doesn't matter to me anymore. It's above me now. It's above me now. There's a Waffle House next door. There's a Best Western next door as well. It's above me now. It's above Joe Biden now. Don't care about Joe Biden's age, infirmity, that he shuffle when he walk. I don't care. He could be seated for the rest of from now to election day and never get up off a chair. He could sit down. He could roll around in a wheelchair. He could be on a skateboard, seated. I don't care. Donald John Trump cannot be allowed back into the White House. Because if you combine that madman with this court, two of whose members are insurrectionists one of whom flew an upside down flag at his home and blamed it on his wife, who's also crazy. The other of whose wife literally was part of the insurrection. And they ruled in this. They put themselves in the Leonard Leo 6. They went ahead and ruled on this with no shame. You combine this court, two of whose members are going to immediately resign and put 30-year-olds in there, including probably the guy who wrote the opinion in the Beaters case, meaning that Beaters should be able to get machine guns, which, by the way, they have now arrogated to themselves the power to decide all federal rules.
So basically, I guess you're talking about if Trump comes in, you're going to have two justices that retire, and then Trump will be able to appoint two more, and they're going to be young, and they're going to be for like 50 years. So that changed the whole court forever. I think it's great. And I think people are showing genuine concern on the left. They are really afraid that they're going to lose power. Oh, they're afraid. And I like it. Be afraid, be very afraid. So that's Joy Reid, MS-13 DNC. Okay. And I got a little bit of a throwback here. Remember this. This is Biden in 2020. Now we all know the whole thing about You Ain't Black from 2020, but this one was also with a black reporter. And I think the reporter asked him about a cognitive test if he had taken one. And remember what Biden said back to him? Again, this is 2020. This is not recent. It's 2020.
Please clarify specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
So that's just, hey, you know what? I'm not taking a cognitive test. That's like them asking you smoke crack? Do you smoke crack? Are you a black dude who likes to get high before you get on the air? Are you a junkie? And he's laughing. It's funny. That's Joe Biden. That's hey, look, 81 million. 81 million. I try to tell people not to vote for him in the community. Oh man, we gotta vote for him, man. It's two wings of the same bird, and he better than Trump. He the lesser of two evils. Shut up. Stop. This guy, man. This guy sucks, and he sucks for a long time. And like he's been like that for a long time. Like it's not new. Now he just sucks, but he's also falling apart at the seams. It's like a old Christmas tour from 1975. It's falling apart. It has fallen apart. Okay. And why are you talking about cocaine when your son is a dope fiend? Why are you going to ask this man on TV, this clean gentleman on TV, if he smokes crack when your boy smokes crack? No, sir, I don't know your son. No, sir, I don't hit no lines. I don't hit no bumps in the bathroom with your boy at these DC parties. I be over here with my wife and kids chilling. That's what he gonna say. But anyway, I got a little bit of cringe for you. This is Gretchen Whitmer out there in Michigan, the governor. Every time I think about Michigan and Gretchen Whitmer, I go back to that whole setup. Talking about we're gonna kidnap her. 18 of the 20 people were feds or federal agents. That at that moment, it really kind of solidified how all this stuff is fake. Like white supremacist groups marching. Look, if you see a white supremacist group with a website and they outside marching, showing their face, it's fake. But anyway, the tag here says hashtag hot infrastructure summer. Yes, she is. It's here. And everyone knows that strong, reliable infrastructure is real hot girl with a fire emoji. Wait a minute. Look at this. Now, of course, we are playing off the rapper Meg Thee Stallion, who has this same kind of thing going on. So this is Gretchen Whitmer, a boomer, I suppose, trying to interact with Gen Z. Check it out.
Michigan.
Hold on.
We're turning up the heat with some serious infrastructure projects. This season, we're taking our commitment to fixing the damn roads, pipes, bridges, and everything in between to the next level. We're rolling up our sleeves and continuing our work on critical infrastructure that keeps our state moving. From smoother roads and stronger bridges to clean, reliable water systems. We're bringing the heat and making sure Michigan's infrastructure is built to last. But this isn't just about the projects, it's about the people. The hardworking men and women who are out there every day, the families who rely on safe roads and clean water, and the future generations who will benefit from these investments. This is about building a better Michigan for everyone. Stay tuned and stay excited. Hot infrastructure summer is here, and we're just getting started.
Oh boy. So I was wrong. She's not a boomer. She's a Gen X. She's in her early 50s. She's like 52. So like that's just Gen X, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, hot infrastructure summer is here from your governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. All righty. Yeah, definitely need a little bit of sun. Just go outside for a few minutes. A little bit of vitamin D ain't gonna hurt nothing. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that'll help me out tremendously. She sounds and looks like Gavin Newsom. Somebody said Gavin Groomer. She sounds and looks like him. Now, this was a crazy moment with Karine Jean-Pierre. This was crazy. I got to just play it. This is in relation to the debate performance.
And we would invite the president to come here and tell us that directly. Noted, Kelly. But
he's awake.
That's inappropriate.
They got mad. You need to leave. Hold on, let me play it one more time.
And we would invite the president to come here and tell us that directly. Noted, Kelly. But he's awake. That's inappropriate.
As you heard from your colleague, the president of the WHA, that's inappropriate. Thank you, Kelly.
So the other reporter. So one reporter says we like to get Biden. We invite the president to come here and tell us directly. And then the other reporter said, if he's awake, and they got offended. Gas, you need to leave. That kind of energy. But now this has become the joke. This is like a running joke that's going on with these people. It's crazy. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, it's become a joke. And here he is on a teleprompter having a few issues, of course, because we know that Biden is just not really there. Now, it was crazy because we know how he sounded during the debate. He sounded pretty bad. People were trying to say, oh, he sounds great now. Yeah, he sounds better from just being able to read a teleprompter for 4 minutes. He could just read some words for a few minutes, but to be out there for an hour and a half, answering questions dynamically, going back and forth at a certain time of night, I read that he does not do well past 4 p.m. Like, put this man in a rocking chair and give him a gallon of applesauce and let him relax. They got him out there like an empty suit, the Men in Black roach suit. They got this man out there barely able to understand what's happening around him. But he still can read a little bit. So let's watch this.
We've invested billions to enhance our power grid, expand energy shortages so that lights, air conditioning, refrigeration, internet stay on during heat waves, storms, and other climate changes.
So you want to expand energy shortages? Huh? He does this all the time. Oh, he has a stutter. It has nothing to do with it. I'm a stutterer. This guy is just out of his... He's too old. The age has caught up to him. I don't know what's happening with his brain. I'm not a doctor. But anybody with just limited experience, limited understanding of human beings can tell that this guy is old and the age is there.
We've invested billions to enhance our power grid, expand energy shortages.
Expand energy shortages. Okay. That's your guy. That is your guy. And here's another little mistake from the same press conference. This little talk was about 45 minutes and was full of errors. 45 minutes and full of errors. Now, I could sit here and talk to you for 2 hours straight with minimal errors. And if I do make an error, it's not going to be to this magnitude. I'm not going to say one word when I mean an entirely different thing, usually. This is only in the 4-minute period.
More people die from extreme heat than floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes combined. Say that again. Combined, more people die from heat than those 3 other major issues.
So he was talking about people that died from heat exposure, all this and that. And then the teleprompter said, say it again. And he read that part and then said it again. See what I'm saying? It's to the point where nobody can really hide this guy anymore. There's a lot we got to get into. Hold on. Let's talk about Kamala, actually. And here's Trump's take on Kamala.
So back to Biden, I'm interested. So you think he's failing? He obviously is failing. I think it's clear to everybody. But that would make Kamala Harris the candidate?
Well, not really. I mean, I guess they'd have maybe a free-for-all. A lot of people say she has to remain for certain reasons, the candidate. She has to. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that other people would stand for it. She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme. It's weird. It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme? What do you...
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here and then the bus will go there because that's what buses do. And it's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary and other people will get involved.
Newsom, right? I
mean, could be. I mean, I always got along well with him, believe it or not. But could be him, could be somebody else.
So, yeah, I think really who they should put up there is Gavin Newsom. If I was a Democratic Party, now I'm not interested in giving them tips to win. That's not really what I'm here for because I'm not a Democratic Party supporter. I don't like their ideas. I don't like too much about them at all. I think Biden sucks. Kamala Harris is even worse. Nancy Pelosi like to drink all day, drunk on TV, embarrassing the whole country. I don't like these people. But if I was to give them some advice, I would say, yo, put Gavin Newsom out there. Tall guy, handsome for some people. People get along with him a little bit. You got one of the biggest states you're the governor of. You high profile. That'd be an easy pick. But you got to build him up in the media and show him to people so they know who he is. The reason why they got Joe Biden in there is because he was known to the general public from Barack Obama's days. That's all. And the community voted for Joe Biden strictly because of his connection to Barack Obama. That's it. If they could have voted Obama again, they would. Even if you say you can't be more than 2 terms, if he was on the ballot, they vote for him. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And then speaking of passage of time and all that kind of stuff from Kamala, here's a little throwback of her. This is not a recent clip, I don't think. This is an older clip that shows how Kamala speaks, if you forgot.
And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children. And
so Kamala, man, I don't even know how Kamala made it to this level. I think maybe because she's like, to some, she might be attractive, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm sure there could have been somebody else they could have put up there rather than Kamala Harris. I mean, this person is terrible. All right. Now, here's a good story from Wesley Hunt and Byron Donalds. And shout out to Sage Steele. I like your format, Sage. I like what you got going on. I enjoy the podcast. I love to be on the fly on the wall or on the podcast itself. I think we have a great show for sure. But check this out.
We have lost 7 United States embassies under his presidency.
Yes. What does that mean?
So we have embassies all over the world in every country. That is essentially sovereign American territory. Under his watch, we have had to evacuate 7 United States embassies.
I did not know
that. That has never happened in American history.
That's how weak
never.
we are. That's how weak we
That's
are.
how
right
weak we are on the world stage.
Well,
that's how bad it is.
Okay, help me. Why has that happened? Why are we evacuating? Because there's no protection, there's no fear.
I'm gonna say real quick, and I'm gonna give it to Wesley.
Yeah.
When you are weak, and our adversaries know you're weak, they push you. It's no different than the bully in the schoolyard. If you're timid and the bully knows he can get away with it, what happens? He comes for your lunch money every single week, every single day.
Until you punch back.
Until you punch back. We have been weak under Joe Biden. And so our adversaries around the globe, big and small, know that they can push us. Go ahead, Wesley, you go. You can talk.
I'm gonna give you my favorite President Trump story. This is my #1 favorite of all time. When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal, meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes,
whoa, wait a minute.
Trump goes, tell him.
Yes.
Tell him what I said.
Tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
Sure did.
Do you know for 18 months not a single American was killed in Afghanistan?
Sure did.
That's the definition of strength. That's what I'm talking about. And so you could imagine that kind of sentiment being around the world. If we have an embassy in another country, no one's going to touch it because they're going to be fearful that they're going to get a Moab on their head. That's how President Trump rolls. This is the opposite of strength. This is the definition of weakness. And so now we're being feasted upon by other countries when our embassies are there because the Americans aren't going to do anything about it and they don't want us there anyway. But the point of us having an embassy there and the point of us having sovereign American soul is to be able to keep an eye on the world to a certain extent, to have that presence. But you can't have that presence when you have feckless leadership.
Very well said. Great story from Trump. Shout out to Wesley Hunt, my man right here, and also Byron Donalds and Sage Steele. This was a great part of her. So this is from the Sage Steele show. So I got to give Sage some credit. Shout out to her. I like the rebrand. I like what you've done. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're really rooting for you. Shout out to Sage Steele. ESPN, Disney sucks. I'm glad you broke free from that corporate hell. I'm glad you broke free. All right. Shout out to you, Sage. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we have something from CNN. They're throwing Biden under the bus. Okay, they are tearing him to pieces. Excuse me. So let's watch this.
Joe Biden, after cannonballing into an empty swimming pool on Thursday night, came out tonight and spoke for 4 minutes off of a teleprompter. He's good for 4 minutes today, as long as somebody else wrote it. After having this completely tone-deaf sort of announcement coming out of this meeting that you wrote about with his family this weekend, where his son, the notorious influence peddler and crack addict, Hunter Biden, says, you got to keep going. Also, they were hanging out with Annie Leibovich, the photographer, which I wasn't even aware she was taking mugshots now. This entire thing since Thursday has been one tone-deaf political disaster after another. Tonight, he comes out and attacks the Supreme Court and says, oh, the president can now do whatever he wants. The same guy, by the way, whose centerpiece of his speeches is, the Supreme Court tried to stop me. They blocked me, but they'll never stop me on student loans. I don't know what they are doing because they don't know what they're doing, and no one in America knows what they're doing, and that's why Donald Trump's beating his brains in right now.
So, yeah, this was on CNN. The man's name is Scott Jennings. He's a senior political commentator. He was also, I think, the senior advisor for Mitch McConnell. Now, he's on CNN saying this. A few months ago, maybe a few weeks ago, this would not be something you would have on CNN at all. They don't allow this kind of stuff. They simply don't. They don't allow it. They don't want it. This is anti CNN talk. But now they have to embrace it on CNN because they know how bad it is. And they know that their viewers, their Democratic viewers, are not liking it. So I think what could be happening is they said, okay, you know what? Throw him away. Throw him away. And I think I saw something from Biden. It wasn't a video. It was just a statement that was released. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But I think Biden said he might drop out. Hold on. So here is an article from New York Post. Okay, here's an article. You see what it says. If you can get past this ad, you can see what it says. Hold on. Biden admits he may have to drop out in days if post-debate events don't go well. This is a report. This was published today, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. All right. So basically, he's like, I don't know. Maybe I got to get out the race. Now, let's read some of this right quick. These ads, please stop. I'll pay to get rid of the ads. Just don't add me to death. Anyway, President Biden told campaign staff Wednesday that he would stay in the 2024 race to the bitter end, but reportedly told a close ally that he may need to drop out of the campaign if he can't get his campaign back on track in the coming days. Quote, I'm in this race to the end, and we're going to win because when Democrats unite, we will always win. Just as we beat Trump in 2020, we're going to beat him again in 2024. Biden, 81 years old, told aides to his re-election effort on the call, imploring them to link arms. Let's get this done. You, me, the vice president, together. We're not going back down, blah, 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 blah. But behind the scenes, told a close ally, look, but it says in more private settings, Biden has apparently pinned his re-election's future on an ABC News interview and campaign stops in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin over the holiday weekend. The New York Times reported, citing an unnamed source, quote, he knows if he has two more events like the debate, we're in a different place. Okay, so you on a call with the people that's helping you, you saying one thing, you're trying to boost morale, but in private, you're saying something else because you know that it ain't going really well. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to tell you a different thing that needs to happen in order for you to have a chance at this thing here. Okay. Now, have you guys seen this video? I did a short video talking about it. I put it on my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, I think. Yeah, I put it over there. I ain't put it on YouTube because YouTube was funny with the shorts. But anyway, this is Joe Biden at some event. I'm not sure where he is, and comes up to the black guy. And look at what he does. No sound. Look at this. He's rubbing his arm. Now, let's watch that again. Hold on. Can I slow the speed down? There we go. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I shake hands, I just shake hands. I'm not touching you. I'm not going to be rubbing your muscles and stuff like this. That's gay. Now, if I was a gay dude, maybe that's how they flirt. I don't know. But I'm not going to be touching on your arm. It's just like touching on a woman inappropriately. You're going to hug her in a place where it's church appropriate. You're not going to be touching all on her chest and things like this. You know, now be getting into sexual harassment, sexual assault. Watch this again. Okay. Now, right there, that's enough. That right there is all you need. That's the handshake. Okay, we good. Hello, Mr. Biden, President Biden, whatever. All right? Now, look. We're not done, though. Here comes his left hand, and he's going to touch the man's arms. He's going to rub his arm from the bicep down to the forearm, down to the wrist. And his fingers are going to clasp his wrist. Now, look. Nobody can tell me that that's okay. I implore anybody in this world to tell me that that's okay. If you're gay, that's fine. I don't care. That's your business. But you still don't have a right to sexually assault people or harass them or touch them inappropriately. You don't got a right to do that just because you're gay. There's no right. I don't care what gender, what you gay, straight, whatever. Keep your hands to yourself. A handshake is fine. You ain't gonna be rubbing on me like that though. We're not doing it. That's crazy. Maybe because the guy had tattoos. Maybe he liked tatted up black dudes. That might be his thing. But look, though, you could do that behind closed doors. Don't be trying to rub on some stranger in public. This is like what he does with the girls sniffing their hair. The dude's a pervert. He can't even help it. But you know what? When you get to be 1,000 years old and you're losing your faculties, you also lose a lot of your inhibitions and things that would normally prevent you from doing something like that in public. But we see that he just does whatever. And nobody says anything. Yeah, he's looking at tattoos, but you don't got to touch me and look at my tattoos. You don't got to touch me. You can see my tattoos. You can shake my hand and look. Looking does not mean touching. Don't touch me that way. This is inappropriate. And if it was a woman and he was grabbing on her chest or something like that, nobody would say anything. Nobody would ask any kind of questions. They would say it's inappropriate. The same way he was sniffing the girl's hair. But they're going to say, oh, maybe he just likes blonde hair. Okay, that's great. You can like blonde hair. You can just look at it and that's fine. You don't got to put your nose in it. Okay? This is crazy. Yeah, totally gay. 100%. Sexual assault, sexual harassment. Gay or straight, regardless of what, you can't do stuff like that. All right? Yeah, ain't no way. But hey, your guy, 81 million votes. Not you guys, but some people. 81 million. All right? Now, here's Jim Clyburn. And he's talking about the whole kerfuffle with Kamala, Biden, or whatever. Yeah, so what do you think about that? You think that that's assault or what? I think it's pretty clear you can't do stuff like that. But if you are, they're talking about, oh, you could do whatever you want as a president. Well, why would Biden be against something like that when he does whatever he wants? This guy sniffing on kids, rubbing on muscular, tattooed up black dudes. It's like, and you know what? Hold on. I got a story right quick. Remember the LA Clippers, the basketball team, right? Remember they had an owner that got caught being a racist? Was it Donald Sterling? And he sold the team as a result. They made him sell the team. Well, Donald Sterling, there's a lot I could say about Donald Sterling, but Donald Sterling was basically a slumlord in the NBA. He had a purposefully bad team so he could make the most money without investing a lot into the team. He had money. He was a real estate guy, which is funny. Okay, you're a real estate guy in LA, and you're also a slumlord in the NBA. I wonder how your actual tenants were experiencing life in your properties. But anyway, I digress. The point is, this is what, 1970s, 80s when he had the Clippers, and what he would do, what Donald Sterling would do is allow people to come in the locker room while players were still getting dressed, still getting showered, and he would have them be marveling at the basketball players' height and their muscles and stuff like that. And sometimes they touch on it. Like, it was that kind of stuff going on. I see the same kind of energy with Joe Biden, same kind of thing. He's the type of guy that would go in a locker room and see basketball players with their shirt off, and then go up and touch somebody on their chest and rub their pecs and stuff like that. That happens. But I don't want to get too deep, so I digress. Jim Clyburn.
How would you feel if there is a decision for him to step down, if he decides that, and he has to decide that? Or if the party pressures him to do that? How would you feel if they worked around and tried to go around Kamala Harris because of her lack of high poll numbers and popularity and broadly based? Do you think it's hers to have if it is not his?
I will support her if he were to step aside. But I want to support her going forward at some time in the future. I want this ticket to continue to be Biden-Harris. And then we'll see what happens after the next election. No, this party should not in any way do anything to work around Ms. Harris. We should do everything we can to bolster her, whether it's in second place or at the top of the ticket.
How would you feel?
So yeah, that's Jim Clyburn. These guys, man, like, how old are these people? How old is Jim Clyburn? Wait a minute. Let me see. 83 years old. He'll be 84 on the 21st of July. So in a few days, he'll be 84 years old. Please retire. Please just stop. I mean, why you got to be this old? When I'm 83 years old, I'll be in some tropical island eating mangoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be doing all this, man. I'm just not. If I don't have to, I'm not trying to be him. All right. But let's keep on rocking and rolling here. I'm going to be on tropical island eating mangoes. All right. Straight to the head. Coconut. Look, the coconut water's back. The coconut water is on fleek. That's what I'm going to be on with a fresh coconut with a straw in it. I don't all that other stuff. I'm good. Now here's Pelosi talking.
I think it's a legitimate question to say, is this an episode or is this a condition? I think it's a legitimate question to say, is this an episode or is this a condition?
Now, I guess Pelosi's talking about Biden and what happened on stage. Is it just me, or does Pelosi have kind of like a Hollywood face? Like a bunch of work done and stuff like this. When you see some of these elderly actors and actresses, when they do things to their face, that's kind of what it looks like with Nancy Pelosi. All right. She's in California, so that might just be a thing where they just do plastic surgery. Okay. I don't plan on having plastic surgery. If you have plastic surgery, you know, saying nothing against you, whatever. But yeah, I don't want to have no plastic surgery. Yeah, I'm not trying to be looking like Michael Jackson when I'm in my 70s. But anyway, let's check this out. Here is a little bit of him, a little bit of Biden talking after the Supreme Court decision.
The presidency is the most powerful office in the world. It's an office that not only tests your judgment, perhaps even more importantly, it's an office that can test your character. Because you not only face moments when you need the courage to exercise the full power of the presidency, you also face moments where you need the wisdom to respect the limits of the power of the office of the presidency. This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed for all practical purposes.
Wait a minute. Am I tripping, or is Biden orange? Does Biden have the orange man tan? Did he find Donald Trump's tenant bed in the White House to take a spin? Because he did look pretty pale during the debate. Maybe they said, okay, man, get a little bit of that orange on you and, you know, spice it up a little. Look a little bit less like a zombie. I guess the orange look does that. I don't know.
Today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what the president can do. This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone.
So there we go. People say he sounds better. He sounds bad still, but he's just reading, so he doesn't look as frazzled as he would be trying to recall things and trying to answer questions on the spot that he may not be prepared for 100%. I think it's makeup, Les Archer. Could be makeup, but I'm seeing the Donald Trump white around the eyes. So what that probably means is you in a tenant bed and you get the little glasses on, and they just fry you up right quick, get you a little sear like a steak, right? Get you a little steak sear, fry you up right quick, and then when you come out, you still got the little area around your eyes that was covered up by the scuba goggles, right? Scuba goggles are no water. They fry you up on a tenant bed, put you out there. Okay, you look a little bit less pale, get a little bit of that orange glow on you. Maybe trying to just copy Donald Trump, okay? Because they saw how popular Trump was with the orange look. So why not? Let's just do what he did and see how that works with the people. Yeah, but I'm not convinced, because you still got this ridiculous man in there. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, we got a few more things going on here. Where do I want to go? I think I want to go not to Clapper. Oh, Jamie Foxx. Let's show this right quick. Now, do you guys think that Jamie Foxx and the disappearance that he had last year, the hospitalization, and coming back way later, do you think that it was because of Advil, COVID-19, the shot, or something else? And before we get to that, actually, I'm not quite sure if I showed this last time, but I'm going to show it again for you guys who may not have seen it. There was a settlement in a case where a woman was forced to, she was forced to get the vax. No, pardon me. She was fired. She was fired because she refused to get the vax for religious reasons, and she was awarded $700,000 in court. All right, let's look at this right here. You see it. I'll probably do a video on this, actually. Tennessee woman awarded $700,000 after being fired for refusing COVID-19 vaccine requirement. And it says federal jury awards former Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee employee Tanya Benton over $687,000 U.S. American cold hard cash dollars. Shout out to her. This is how you go about it. This is the way. I'm glad she got her money. And there's a bunch of other employees in the class action lawsuit against Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I was saying this back then. People were calling the show. Some of you guys might have been there. People were calling the show and saying, hey, what should I do? My place of employment is forcing me to get the vax. I say, you know what? Hold out until they fire you. If you can. And I know everybody's different. People got kids and bills and parents, and I get it. You know, everybody can't just hold out like that. But I said, yo, hold out until they fire you. And then once you get fired, you'll be able to sue because they fired you for discriminatory purposes. In this case, it's because the woman said it was against my religion to take the vaccine. So then when she got fired on that, she sued and said, hey, they violated my religious rights. Now I'm getting paid $700,000. All right. So, yeah, a lawyer will get a third of that. But beyond the money, it's to know that you were right. It's to be vindicated. And the money most certainly helps. Okay. Yeah. Now that money might not seem like it's a lot, but it is. If you're working at Blue Cross Blue Shield here in chat, you might get paid $50,000 a year. 75 maybe at the most, probably about $50,000. So if you were fired and you've been out of work from them for like a year before you find another job, whatever, that $700,000 even cut up by a third and taxed is still a net benefit. All right. Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're making a decent amount, but you ain't making that much money. You're not making, hand over fist unless you were some kind of executive, which I doubt that she was. Because if you were in that role, you might be able to kind of skate past it, depending upon if they're corrupt or not. But anyway, let's go back to Jamie Foxx. He says that an Advil is what caused him to lose 20 days out of his life in the hospital.
April 11th last year, bad headache. Asked my boy for an Advil. I was gone for 20 days. I don't remember anything. Wow. So they told me, I'm in Atlanta, they told me, my sister and my daughter took me to the first doctor. They did a cortisone shot. Next doctor said, something going on up there. I won't say it on camera. I won't say it. Yeah, I don't want to say it.
I know we got really bad sound right here. Obviously, somebody's on their phone at a restaurant in Phoenix. You just happened to be at a restaurant outside and talking to people, and somebody started recording. So what he said was that he had a headache, might have been a splitting headache, might have been a really bad headache, and then he asked his boy to give him an Advil, and then that sparked off 20 days of him being gone. They said it was something wrong with his head, all kind of stuff. It could have been a stroke that he had. That could have been what happened. All right, but I don't really know. And some are not really buying the Advil line. Some are saying that this was COVID-19 vaccination related. But also, here's something else. he was in Atlanta at the time when this happened. Atlanta is the headquarters for the Center for Disease Control, the CDC. I'm not saying that somebody did something to him. I'm just saying you're at a crazy place for that to happen to you. As I was saying in my video, COVID-19 hit the United States in 2019. They say it right there in the name. COVID 2019. It did not start in 2020. It started in 2019. And I think it started in this area where I'm at because I know guys that were getting sick in late 19 because the airport is right there, Hartsfield-Jackson. You got Hartsfield-Jackson right there, plus the CDC right there. So it's easy to kind of spread something from right here. So by the time March came and the whole nation shut down, it had already been out here for months and months and months. Definitely 2019. So Jamie might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Might not have been the real friend. It might not have been the Advil. Did he do a tox report on himself? If it was me and I am out of commission for 20 days or I'm feeling crazy after the Advil, I'm going to go ahead and get a tox report. Did he give me fentanyl? Did he give me methamphetamine? Like, what was that he gave me? All right. And if I'm a celebrity, I don't trust somebody to give me no kind of medication, no kind of pills. And again, I'm not even the pill kind of guy. I like fruits, berries, just good eating, good living, exercise, that kind of thing. All right. Somebody said it was a stroke. Robert said, my cousin took Motrin when he was a teenager for knee pain, and one of his kidneys shut down. He struggled with dialysis for years. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Just from a Motrin for knee pain. That's out of control. Yeah, a lot of these medications, that's why I always talk about Big Pharma. Like, I'm a proponent of fighting the drug war, but I'm not looking anywhere else other than Big Pharma because that's where all the drugs come from that we grapple with in the country. The fentanyl boom is blamed on Big Pharma because fentanyl is a Big Pharma creation. Okay, the chemical compounds, the combination comes out to the general public. China gives the precursors, the cartel finish, and they flood us with this stuff. I was watching the video by West Virginia, and it was guys talking about the drug epidemic. And it was a sheriff talking about drug epidemic. The sheriff was saying that what they used to find as far as meth would go for like $25,000 a piece, whatever a piece is, kilo or whatever, like a lot of money. And now that same thing is going for $250. $250. So it's easy for a guy who has little to no money to be a full-blown meth addict because it's so cheap. It's everywhere. They're flooding the market with it. This is what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I got to find that clip right quick. I think it was on Peter Santinello. I got to find that clip because that was really good. All right. It might be on this one. It might be on this one here. Let me see if I can pull it. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. Oh, matter of fact, I got to show you this one right here. Let me show you the kind of drug paraphernalia they have in regular gas stations. All right, let me show you this.
Grace of God is back in recovery, and I'm here by the grace of God, man. So check this out, man. Local gas station. We got pipes everywhere. Meth pipes.
That's a meth pipe?
Yeah.
Well, you can put anything in there, right?
Yeah, you can put anything in there.
So in the store, look, you have Appalachia, which has been completely destroyed by Big Pharma because they did it on purpose. They flooded Appalachia with drugs as a testing ground to see what it would do to the population. They did that on purpose. There's lawsuits and everything. So now the drugs are so bad that you could just get all your paraphernalia from the store. It's right there. Crack pipe, meth pipe, whatever you want. You know, I covered the whole thing about the Biden crack kits where they have free kits you can get from like the outreach centers. You can also, in West Virginia, go to a gas station. You got scales, you got crack pipes, meth pipes, whatever you want, right there.
We got scales. Scales in the gas station. I've never seen that.
I used to buy these and keep these on me to pass my drug test at work. They'd pop me at any time. I'd be clean.
So they also sell these things to be able to pass a urine test. So they got the pipes right next to the urine cleanser. Say they know what you're doing. They know you're getting high.
All this right here.
What?
Kratom.
What's red vein?
All this is kratom. This is it's made out of some herbs and different things. It gives an opioid effect.
Now, you can buy kratom anywhere. I've seen kratom around where I live. Kratom is ubiquitous. It's like they say it's kind of legal, and you can buy it. It's not really a big deal right in the store. Gives you the opioid effect. All right. Now, who knows what's actually in there? What kind of chemicals are in there? Remember, there was a situation where they had spice in somewhere in New York, and it might have been a bad batch or something. They had like 17 overdoses in a day, like in the morning. People are on the ground foaming at their mouth. And spice is a synthetic marijuana. Oh, it's just weed? All right. Okay.
I've heard a lot of guys take this stuff to try to come off opiates. But look, gas station dope is still dope.
But it's legal, obviously.
It's legal. Totally legal. Totally legal. All right. So that's that on that. I got to find the one clip. Oh, here we go. Here's my man.
Whether it's thefts, domestics, child abuse, do the right thing, we find that as well.
What age groups are you seeing this most?
Especially here for us. The problem back when I was growing up was marijuana.
Okay.
That's basically a thing of the past. Sure, there's still marijuana around.
Sure.
But the biggest problem we have now is either Wayne County is methamphetamines. But we also have the fentanyl, the heroin, pills, whatever, the opiates, whatever. It's all here. But Wayne County's drug of choice is actually methamphetamines.
Okay, so fentanyl hasn't taken over here?
Some. Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
It's here. We find it quite often, just not in the volume we find meth.
Okay.
Used to meth in Kentucky is, of course, I've been in this business for 30 plus years. It was always, the meth was homemade. They call it bottle dope, what have you.
Okay.
That's basically a thing in the past. It's a rarity we ever find a meth lab.
There's no Walter White Breaking Bad out in the trailer parks?
No.
Okay.
So now it's all coming across the border, no question. It's all high quality, and there's no end to it. I mean, when I first went into office, which had been in 2015, January 2015, to buy methamphetamines.
Now, here we go. Here's the prices I wanted to get to. This is really important. So 2015, this was a price of methamphetamine.
January 2015, to buy methamphetamines undercover was cost us anywhere from about $22,000 at best, $2,200. Today, we can go out and buy it for $250. High quality methamphetamines. That's how it's flooded in America, especially here for us.
So the cartels have full control of what's going on?
Oh, absolutely. It's
the
all
supply chains?
Right. Of course, here it's not cartel. It's not here as much like Louisville, Lexington, or Nashville, wherever. Of course, they go travel, get it, and bring it back to here.
So they're in Kentucky. They're not in West Virginia. I think they're in Kentucky, like Appalachia, Kentucky. That's like Eastern Kentucky. So that's what they're talking about out there. They said that the meth, $250 for the same thing that cost, $22,000 just a few years ago. So it's flooded. It's cheap like that because it's everywhere. You can't. It's easy to be a dope fiend because it's so cheap. And what it does is it just puts you in a state of zero productivity or limited productivity. You're not really going to add to society in a positive way. I mean, you can be a dope fiend and have a job, but it's not the same thing as being clear-minded, level-headed. It's not the same thing. And ultimately, a lot of people, they die, they have overdoses, and they get violent when they cannot get their fix met. They don't have enough money. But again, It's everywhere, all over the place, so it's not really that difficult to find what you want. Okay, and the border, that's the main thing. The border, that's where it comes from. High quality dope coming straight from the southern border. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, they say, oh, it's racist to close the border. Racist close the border? No, it's actually just a matter of national security. You got drugs coming across, guns coming across, slavery, human trafficking, all that coming across. Why not just shut all that stuff down? I mean, it just makes sense. So who benefits from that? The cartels, the people that may have connections to the cartel. Maybe the federal government wants to see some people be eliminated. I don't know. You know, one thing they do is I mean adversarial forces. They will put you in a state of drug dependence, obesity, just a state of sickness to topple you that way, rather than trying to come in and fight with a gun. Okay, we could push a button and launch nukes, but can you push a button and stop yourself from being 800 pounds? Or how about being the meth addict with the very cheap dope that costs you next to no money to be able to get? You see what I'm saying? That's how you fight a war in 2024. All right, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, do I have more here? I think I might. Oh, the Trump situation with the barbershop. All right. Matter of fact, no. What I got to do is show you the Project 2025. Oh, yeah, Project 2025. This is Ayanna Pressley talking about it. And I've been getting quite a few questions about Project 2025. A lot of black folks on the internet talking about it, scared about it, all this, that, and the third. So when I kept hearing these same requests to cover this and the same kind of concerns, like I be in a lot of these black spaces online, they talk about, oh, what about Project 2025? What about Project 2025? I'm scared. I'm like, what is the big deal? Where are they hearing about this at? So I did my due diligence and dug. And this video right here on TikTok, of course, which is the Antichrist. I've said it before. TikTok is the Antichrist. It is. It is what it is. It's the worst. But anyway, this video is on there with millions of views. Okay, I might have found the source of the hysteria. This is House Rep Ayanna Pressley, member of the squad, with these crazy, ridiculous long eyelashes on. Okay. Now, she's going to talk about why Project 2025 is a bad thing. And as I said in my video, Project 2025 is how can I say? Project 2025 is like a game plan from the Heritage Foundation for the incoming administration in 2025. And they presume that Biden will not be there, Gavin Newsom will not be there, Kamala Harris will not be there. It'll be a conservative administration led by Donald Trump. This is not what Donald Trump put out as his game plan or as his framework. That's what I want to look for. It's not his framework or game plan or guidelines. It's from the Heritage Foundation, which is a think tank in D.C. from conservatives. So there's things in there to get the country back on track in 2025. The things we got going on right now with the inflation, with the drugs, with the rampant LGBTQ element of P. And by the way, I don't know if I said this last time, but I saw some of those Pride videos from San Francisco. You people are disgusting. If you were out there at the Pride event in San Francisco, just hanging out, you're not a reporter, you are disgusting. I've never seen things quite so gross. I wish I could unsee it. If I could do the Men in Black little lightsaber thingy in my face, blow that right in my face, because I don't want to see those images in my mind anymore. But anyway, here's Ayanna Pressley spewing out misinformation about Project 2025.
Is a far-right manifesto. It is a 1,000-page bucket list of extremist policies that would uproot every government agency and disrupt the lives of every person who calls this country home. The Department of Education would be eliminated, cutting students off from civil rights protections and ending essential Title I funding for K through 12 schools. The Department of Justice would go.
Now, let's go back. So, first of all, to uproot government agencies, I like. Federal government agencies, They become bloated, ineffective, draining resources from the American people. I'm good. We can do like I said, we could do like afuera. Get rid of all that. But the Department of Education, if you got kids that graduate high school and can't read, you have literacy rates that are rivaling some third world nations. What is the Department of Education doing? Oh, telling your kids to be gay, telling them that it's all right to be 10 years old and dance in front of other men for money, putting pornographic books in the library. That's what they're doing. So yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of that.
Protections and ending essential Title I funding for K through 12 schools. The Department of Justice would go on a murdering spree. It would rush to use the death penalty and expand its use to even more people while circumventing due process protections.
Death penalty, I'm cool with that sometimes. You got people that abuse children, people that human trafficking little kids, things of this nature, serial killer. Okay, you got this guy who got caught on videotape deleting 25 people, and he was in court admitting it, and they have DNA evidence, got the murder weapon, they got everything. They got all the evidence in the world. Go ahead and put him on the rope. Let him fry. And if you need somebody to volunteer to pull the lever, to pull the trigger, to pull the rope from under the chair, I got you. If you got a guy that's that bad. As I've said many times before, some humans do not deserve to breathe our oxygen. It just is what it is. I don't care about race, color, none of that. If you're a bad, evil person, hurting people, hurting children, deleting people, you got to go, man. You have to go. And if you're not that violent of an offender, but you're still a general bad person in society, you're still a nuisance to us. I would just say, rather than the death penalty, go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks, quite literally. I have a rock quarry in the penitentiary where you're going to work.
Project 25 not only calls for national book bans in schools, but also creates a list of banned words for the federal government that would be deleted from, quote, every federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant, and piece of legislation that exists, end quote. Here are just a few of the words on the list: diversity, gender, reproductive health, and of course, conservatives want to ban the word abortion. On that note, abortion care would be inaccessible and illegal no matter where you live.
Now, what Trump did, again, this is not Trump's framework. This is from the Heritage Foundation. What Trump did was repeal Roe v. Wade. What Roe v. Wade does is send the idea of abortion, the regulation of it, to the states. So why would there be some kind of federal thing to ban abortion if he rescinded Roe v. Wade? Now we kind of bringing it back. You're making it be the federal government's job to decide what happens with abortion. That should be a state issue, because if the government has control of what happens to abortion nationally, you could have a conservative guy in there that has one opinion, a liberal guy with a different opinion. So let's say you have Trump, and then after him, years later, a liberal guy becomes the president, and then he says, okay, we're going to have abortion up until the point of birth. Well, the precedent was set when you allowed it to be a federal government issue. Let the states decide.
Now, we could have an entire hearing on how these policies would quite literally ruin and end lives. And I didn't even touch upon proposals for housing, climate change, worker protections, and more. If enacted, Project 2025 would destroy the federal government as we know it.
So there we go.
Would be
Project 2025 is going to be totally fine. It's just a framework from the Heritage Foundation. It ain't really that deep, but hey, people get offended, people get triggered, and they just do random stuff. Now, I want to show this one clip before we get to the super chats and the calls. This was about the barbershop. The guy who said Trump had lied to him and or misled him. Now, remember, there was a barbershop video that Trump had put out right before the debate. He was in Atlanta, went to a barbershop. There was Ben Carson. There's Wesley Hunt. There is Byron Donalds and other people, including the shop owner there. There's a sign that says Blacks for Trump on the actual barbershop wall. There's like 2 Trump signs on the wall. He's in the video talking to everybody, all of that. But then after the whole thing came out, all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know that it was going to be a campaign stop for President Trump. I thought it was going to be about black business. I was totally fooled. I was bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. I didn't know what was going to happen. So let's watch this. Then we're going to see the conclusion from Trump's team responding.
Now all new at 6, the owner of Rocky's Barbershop in Atlanta says he feels he was misled by a campaign event for former President Trump the day before the debate. Rocky Jones tells our Karis Belger he thought his Buckhead shop was just hosting a forum for black businesses, but he says he never expected to fade into the realm of politics.
To me, cutting hair is like an art.
And smooth waves are not the only thing Rocky Jones wants his shop to be known for.
We try to specialize in this giving good service to the community. As you can see, I've been here since 17 years and it's been good.
Which is why he jumped at the chance to help other black business owners get ahead.
Started with a text, then it went to a call because I was actually out the country. And just me agreeing to do a black small business, round table. I thought it was like something real private.
It was anything but. Rocky, along with black business owners.
Now, let's pause for a second. What did we see on the wall behind everybody that's in the shop? Wesley Hunt, Byron Donalds, and the owner of the shop right there in the white T-shirt on the far right-hand side. Right behind him, there's a big sign that says Black Americans for Trump 2024. There's also a sign right there in the top right corner. You can't really see it, but it says Never Surrender, and it features a picture of Trump's face. So did they put up decorations before they came? Was it already in there before you got there? Come on, man.
From across Metro Atlanta crammed into his shop, along with Trump surrogates like Ben Carson. But it wasn't all shop talk.
Thinking about black business in Atlanta, small black businesses in Atlanta. And I'm like, okay, so when are we going to start talking about this?
He says a call from former President Trump during the event cut deep.
Why is the ex-president calling somebody in my barbershop? This has nothing to do with small black businesses.
And he was left with
right, black jobs, exactly. Shout out to the black jobs. I thought I was doing a business expo for black jobs. I didn't know it was going to be a campaign stop, but black jobs are racist.
A lot more than razor burn.
We had some calls. Thursday, we definitely got some calls, some backlash, some angry people that don't know me, and I have to deal with that. I have no involvement in politics. We don't even talk politics in my barbershop. It's all sports. Commend everybody to vote, but that's your business. I don't tell you what to do.
The number of customers, he says, has trimmed down, but he hopes the shock will fade and he can keep helping his community. Karis Belger, 1111.
So that's the first thing that came out. Now here's the rebuttal quickly from Trump's team.
Tonight at 6, the Trump campaign has responded.
RP to the headphone user. Sorry for the loud noise.
After an Atlanta barbershop owner says that he was misled when he agreed to host a campaign event for the former president the day before the debate. Rocky Jones from Rocky's Barbershop tells 11 Alive that he thought his Buckhead shop was hosting a forum for black business owners, not a campaign event. But the Trump campaign is firing right back, posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, pictures of a signed contract between the campaign and the owner of Rocky's for a political event. It says that Donald Trump's name is right there at the top. Now, we reached out to the barbershop, which did confirm the contract is real. We also reached out to Jones for comment, but we have not heard back.
So they said the contract is real. Let's go back to the contract here, okay? Now, the very first line of the contract, beneath where it says venue use agreement, the very first line, it says this venue use agreement is made by and between, and the guy had to fill in his name of his shop, Rocky's Barbershop owner, and Donald J. Trump. That's in the very first line. And where he signed his name is right beside Donald J. Trump's name. So it says Donald J. Trump for President 2024. So it says it right there what it is. It's the campaign. All right. You're signing stuff. It says owner is willing to rent to the campaign, and the campaign desires to rent from owner the owner's facilities and grounds as approved by the owner located at the address for the purpose of the campaign holding a political event on the terms and conditions set forth herein. The agreement is made subject to the following terms and conditions. Now, They have the specific date and the time when they want to rent it, and they paid him $4,800. It's right there in black and white in the contract. The reason why he is now saying, oh, I didn't know what it was going to be, I thought it was going to be a black business talk, is because he got afraid from the backlash. That's what's going on. Maybe he didn't think that it would be like that, but that's what happened. Or it could be a scam. But look, that makes no sense to do something like that, because if you are saying false things about the campaign, that's an easy lawsuit. So whatever money you got, they're going to take that. So I don't know, man. Stop lying. Look, I understand it can be difficult to come out here and say certain things as a black person. I get it. But look, man, either you're going to say it or you're not going to say it. If you say it, stand on it. And if you don't want to do that, that's not really your lane, that's fine. It's not for everybody. Just stay out the way then. Don't get involved with something like that and then say, oh, I didn't know. Anybody trying to hear that, man? Stand on what you said or don't. And somebody asked me, hey, ABL, did you say that? Yes, I said it. I said what I said. I said what I said. Anyway, I'm getting triggered. Super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. All right, let's keep on rocking. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, FYI, the first class mail forever stamp will see a 5-cent increase. Oh, my goodness. From 68 cents to 73 cents starting Sunday, July the 14th. The federales suck. And the post office is totally non-profitable. What are they going to do with that money? What are they going to do with that? Thank you to Bobcat MIT, who says, here's your $5. Where is a 5,000% return you promised? Thank you to CB Dizzle, who says, Uncle ABL promising us food vids never delivers. I got you. I promise I do. I promise I got you. All right. I will do that. Thank you to Regina, the godmother, for becoming a member. I definitely appreciate you on that. Thank you to Alex Foley for becoming a supporter. Thank you to Apple Blocker Alpuff Daddy, who says, Kamala got 7% in Democratic primary. What Democrats thinking? She was polling that 0, really. Kamala is just there. They will prefer somebody else, but that's who they got, because their focus was just on winning. Their focus was on putting somebody in there. That's all. They didn't really care about the consequences afterward. With this elderly president, one swift wind away from a wheelchair, they ain't think we might have to put her in there, because she's a moron at best. Okay, she is a hood ornament on your vehicle at best. Shout out to Apple again, who says, you think community are going to vote for Kamala or nah? Of course they will, because she's a Democrat and she kind of is of color, but that don't really matter. As long as it's a Democrat, they're going to do it, or stay home, but they're going to do it. Thank you to Laura Catherine, who says, hey, ABL, it's been a good week for the good guys. Right on. Shout out to the good guys. Thank you to Kelly Hartnett for your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you to TJ Jizzle, who says, ABL, please get Den Cheeto off my screen. Thank you to Crystal Watson for the emoji, the hype emoji. Shout out to Susan Elkin for becoming a supporter. And thank you to Zedris Kingsford, who gifted 5 ABL membership. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. All right. Super chats, we got those. Now it's time for the call. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the box. If it doesn't work right, don't blame me. Blame the white man, because it ain't my fault. All righty. But shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate y'all. Yeah, everything's going up. The inflation is going crazy. It's going totally out of this world. But hey, what are you gonna do? What can you really do with that if that's going on? I don't really know. But do you guys think that Biden will drop out? Maybe it's possible, but I don't know. We're gonna see here. Y'all give me a second, please, to get my sound together. And here we go. 470, you're the line. Who am I speaking to? Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Oh, Skype messing up. Oh my goodness. Come on, Skype. Let's not today. let's not. I told y'all, look, don't blame me, blame the white man because it ain't my fault. Okay, let's try that one more time, Skype. Hey, Skype, you were doing good for a while. I ain't had no problems. But today ain't one of them days. Okay, let's try that one more time. Because I picked up the phone and it just hung there. It didn't. It was weird, like it froze for some reason. Yeah, I take good care of my computer. I am a nerd. My computer is flawless. But Skype is not flawless. All right, let me get this together now. Okay, there we go. There we go. What's speaking to 678? You're on the line.
Hello, Mr. ABL. It's TJ Jizzle.
All righty.
I have something really quick. I'm going to be really fast with this. What I noticed with what Biden was doing with the black guy, there were two things that I saw. And that was, take a look at the guy in the gray shirt that's next to him, to his right. The look on his face when Biden, he didn't touch him, he caressed him.
Yes.
He caressed his arm in a way that is not meant for public viewing. That wasn't a rub, it wasn't a touch, it was a caress. And the guy next to him the look on his face is like, no. It's just shocking. It's very shocking, very shocking. But can I please ask your opinion, sir, on you didn't talk about it tonight, on the California delegate. What is her name? I think her name is Martin, the black female, who was on that show with Clyburn, who said that if you pick anyone other, if you pick a white man over Kamala Harris, we will blow this party up. Now, I'm going to make sure that it's very clear. As a black woman, I can guarantee you that she does not have a hold over what we decide. I don't know what made her think that. And it's so offensive for her to think, who do you think you are that you have that much power? We are going to blow up this. The black female, they don't make up the whole Democratic Party. Is there a voice? Yes. But what she did was not only did she make herself look like the angry black woman in the room, but she also made herself, to me, it showed, if you placate to me, if you do my bidding, then you get whatever you want from me. So what more does she do than to sell herself? I want to say, get out of my face. I was so offended by her, just her whole, I just feel like, who do you think you are to, we are going to blow up this party? Woman, you're not going to do nothing. Why don't you go somewhere and go get a husband? Go get I don't have words. I'm so mad, sir. I was so mad with that.
Yeah, that sound, I haven't even seen that. That's pretty crazy. I got to go find that and watch it. I've not even seen it. That's crazy.
Well, look, if you look up, it's in that same broadcast with Clyburn, and it's the California delegate. Her name is Martin, last name Martin, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but what the follow-up is on that was that she said, if you pick a white man over Kamala Harris, we'll blow up this party. What about she said this, what about the people within the party? What about Miss Harris, Vice President Harris? What about Gavin Newsom? What about Whitmer? And I'm thinking now, okay, so I guess Newsom doesn't qualify. Ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous. Anyway, amazing show. You have the best chat in the world, too.
Well, thank you for that. I most certainly appreciate you.
All right, sir.
All right, now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, shout out to TJ Jizzle for the call. Great call as always. And I found the video that she was referring to. Her name, I know who this is. Areva Martin. I know who this is. I've seen her before. Areva Martin. Okay. Now, do we have sound or nah? Let's try to get some sound. My sound is acting crazy. Because I can't hear that for some reason. Hold on. Yeah, I can't hear. I think Skype messed my sound up. Let me try this one more time. Because I found a video and I want to play it. I may wind up, yeah. What I may end up doing is something else. Hold on. Oh well, I might do a video on that video because that's a pretty interesting clip. All right, let's go. 936, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
Hey, ABL. Hey, I was just trying to call, man. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What's going on?
Hey, can you still hear me?
I hear you well.
Hey, so I'm currently in the military right now, and I'm just calling about just your just topics about just black voters, and as far as just talking to people about just being conservative, kind of tough, especially me being in the military. You gotta always just kind of watch your back, but I feel like a lot of people actually want to vote for Trump, but they don't want to admit it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of a common thing to want to vote for Trump. But I got to ask you a question. So, is it hard being conservative in the military?
It's a little bit hard. I mean, there's definitely people in the military for sure that, that has the values of, conservative value, but yet they kind of don't want to align with the conservative party. Again, just a guy in the military, I feel like you should have kind of like that, just a free thinker mentality. Maybe you don't align to a liberal party, maybe you don't align to a conservative party, but you kind of just, kind of like an independent thinker.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. And it's kind of crazy because I think the average person would think that the military be more of a conservative environment, but I'm starting to see quite a bit of things that are kind of concerning. Like, have you ever witnessed the transgender movement in the military with guys coming in there getting sex changes?
Funny story enough, like I've heard stories about certain CEOs around where I'm at. I'm actually in Norfolk right now, and they'll get like a sex change, and one day they'll probably be, obviously they'll be a male. Next day they'll come in, they'll be female. So it's kind of crazy. But this is just stories that I've heard. I've never physically seen that, but I've definitely heard a lot of stories about that, especially being on sea duty. But it's just very crazy, just the fact that, hey, you'll see these things happening, and it's like, it's just wild. Like, you never believe that, but yeah, it actually happens for sure.
You stay on the base, NOB?
Yeah, NOB.
Okay, yeah. So that's crazy. I mean, I'm from that area. I never heard those kind of stories when I was a kid coming up. My uncle was in the Navy for 20 years. Never said anything like that. But now it's like the newer generation. Things are changing. So I would just say, you know what? A lot of people might be kind of silent because of all of what's going on. They don't want to get canceled or whatever. But you're probably part of a silent majority. And I hope that's what it is. Because I hope I don't want to think that the military is just going that direction.
I feel like that's a very good point you made. I mean, there's honestly a lot of people that, they try to stay silent. They don't want to get into a lot of the politic talk, but just based off the everyday lifestyle that people are living and just based off the values itself, it's just a lot of people that, like, hey, they don't want to say certain things. They don't want to, offend certain people, but I think it is what it is. You know, certain people have their, certain ideas, and they just don't want to, they don't want to express themselves. And like you said, like, it's kind of hard, being a Black conservative for sure, speaking up for certain traditions and values that, are traditionally just the traditional customs, but in the military specific, you have to kind of just align with what pretty much what the federal government tell you to do,
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Hey man, ABL, thanks for talking, man. Thank you for having me on. You have a great night, man.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to my man in the Navy out there, NOB on the base. Yeah, man, just do your thing. Don't worry about these weirdos. I think there's a lot fewer of them than it is of y'all sound-minded people. And the government, that's why we got to get the government back in the hands of sane people, because the federales are messing things up 100%. 504 on the line, who am I speaking to? 504, hello.
Hey, Mr. ABL.
What's happening?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Sorry about the noise, man. I'm a young black conservative business owner here in Denver, man. I'm a mortician. I own a funeral service here, so the AC went out on the van, and I got two riding with me. So my apologies. I had to have the windows down, man, when you picked up. Real quick, I'm originally from Memphis. Did you hear about what happened just yesterday in Memphis as well with the assistant police chief?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you covered the Chattanooga chief, but Memphis, our hometown, shoot 'em up, bang, bang of the South. They have a police chief that the former mayor, Jim Strickland, a white man, Democrat, brought in the chief Saralyn C.J. Davis. She was the chief of police in Atlanta when her Red Dog squad went into that house and shot that 90-year-old woman. They hit the wrong house.
Yeah.
So for some reason, the worst city of Memphis, the mayor decided, hey, bring that failure on up here. We'll take you. So when she got to Memphis, crime is through the roof. But yet, I listened to a radio station in Memphis, first black formatted radio station in the country, WDIA. And so they every morning, the host, they give this morning report, and it's always crime. I'm not sure if you heard about what last week, two knucklehead teenagers decided they wanted to shoot up a car. So they literally shot up a car with this lady and her 5 children in the car. I believe maybe 4 of the children were shot, but luckily everyone, from my knowledge, survived. And they studies say crime is down, but everywhere you look, crime is up. So then it comes out that they didn't want to keep her. The new mayor, who's a young man, Paul Young, a Democrat, he kept her on as the police chief after the citizens of Memphis and the council really didn't want her. So they voted on whether or not to keep her. I think it passed that they would not retain her or approve of the mayor retention of her. And after they took the vote and saw that she lost, they said, oh, well, we're going to table it. So then the mayor goes back, and instead of her being the police chief, she's now the interim police chief from Atlanta. Probably one of the worst chiefs they had, but now she's in Memphis. And so yesterday, the news broke that the gentleman that she brought up with her, who's her assistant police chief in Memphis, which I believe, is there not Tennessee, Mr. ABL?
It sure is.
Memphis, Tennessee? Yeah. Right, so he's the assistant police chief in Memphis, but his permanent address, he still lives in Atlanta, Georgia, in Fulton County.
Boy, oh boy.
He paid almost $200,000 a year to be the assistant police chief in a city he don't even live in. But they tell you it's the orange man's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but great news. Colorado just may be turning red. It looks like we're getting close. Man, I've been on the Trump train since 2016. Love your show. Been following for a while, man. Keep up the great work. I'm telling you, man, every time you get on, I start shooting out text messages with the link to your show. And really appreciate what you do. Keep up the great work, man. But yeah, Memphis is also facing the same thing because now they just found out they're wasting money. Oh, and also, if I may, let me add one more thing. So the new mayor that was just sworn in, instead of addressing the crime, he appointed a position in the city, in his chamber. Now there's a director of LGBTQ liaison, which is $150,000, maybe $160,000 a year job. Pouring money into foolishness, but yet the people are suffering. Thanks for taking my call, sir. Hoorah, Semper Fidelis.
Right on, man. Thank you for the call. Great call. Shout out to my man out there working hard, doing this thing. Originally from Memphis. Yeah, they got some crazy stuff happening over there. I stay away from there. Yeah, I stay away. I stay with a certain spots in certain cities. Where I'm at in my city is beautiful. I go 20 minutes that way, it gets a little different. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. We go to 859. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going, bud?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Fantastic. Your libertarian friend. Oh, man, I was going to ask you, we got any plans for 4th of July? The one of the most greatest holidays of independence and individuality ever.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely be out catching the fireworks for sure.
Oh, definitely. Me as well. I'm going to be smoking the bowl, going to a grill out with some friends, join some fireworks, and I want to say something that some people, unfortunately, like my mom, who are ex-military, some of my family members who are ex-military, some people in my life, ex-relationships, my close friends, sometimes they cannot enjoy fireworks because of PTSD issues, because a lot of people who have sacrificed their self for our freedoms, and we need to give them appreciation and tell, if you see a veteran, thank them, because they're going through a lot almost every day. And it's very hard for them to live, especially dealing with traumatic issues that they have to deal with and stuff like that. And thank goodness I never joined the military, but I have known people in my family who are military, and it's a struggle. It is.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate you taking my phone call, ABL. Much love. Hey, Luciferian Libertarian out, and I'm going to do some 420. Talk to you later, guys.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right. Great call. Shout out to my man for the call. And let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to 425. Hit on line. Who am I speaking to? I'll probably lose social sugar on that one. All right. Shout out to you guys for calling. I really, really appreciate y'all. Let's go to 860. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony. Ebony Ranger Xbox. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Hey, you know what's going on. You're the one that I get a lot of my information from and verify other stories. But China's been at war with the United States for decades. A couple of their generals wrote a book called Unrestricted Warfare. I've read it. I suggest everybody else read it, and then they'll explain everything. 2012, Obama and the Democrats repealed the Monk-Smith Act, making it legal for the media to lie to you and to be used for government propaganda, which was made illegal in 1946, right up until 2012. After 2012, everything started happening, all the funny business. 2013, Hunter Biden comes back from China with $1.6 billion. Where did that, because Hunter Biden's such a successful hedge fund manager, that's what the story was. You can search that. Where did all that money go? when El Chapo's trial mentioned the senators and congressmen that were aiding and abetting getting the fentanyl and drugs across the border that are being made for China as part of their unrestricted warfare. Well, all of a sudden that trial went silent when you started hearing Schumer, Pelosi, and all those typical suspects that are in our government. But I did enjoy hearing the greatest president of our lifetime saying military tribunals and public executions, because I do believe somebody in your fan base, not going to name names, but if I was to go look in the mirror 4 years ago, said that same thing. And it needs to be expanded, because when 5 Democrat governors violated Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law, forcing hospitals that, oh, we can't let the hospitals get overrun. We got to send the elderly back with a virus that doctors have never seen before into the convalescent homes where the weakest and most fragile members of society are, so we can kill them, and now we can take their wealth through the estate taxes and probate courts. But it's all the virus, and it's all Trump's fault. And the minute Joe Biden got into office, what did he do? 42 executive orders. Oh, it was a grand, spectacular TV extravaganza. He shut down oil. Shut down oil. When you shut down oil, last I heard, tractors take diesel. When you ain't got diesel, or diesel goes up, it costs more to plow that field, costs more to plant that corn, costs more to plant that soybean, costs more to feed that cow. But they don't want us feeding, because in the past 3 years, over 200 food processing plants have been destroyed across America. Just because the media is not reporting it doesn't mean it's not happening. Anthony, love your show. I'm going to get off of here, but I firmly believe that it's going to hit the fan this summer. Our military bases are under constant attack every day. And as soon as these clowns get a few regular drivers and semi-trucks to get into those bases and get familiar with the guards, I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the fan. I'll leave you with that, brother. You take care. God bless America. Come on, people. Let's get our country back. Hooah!
Right on. All right. Great call. Shout out to my man. Great call. Always good energy. And thank you guys for being here yet again. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. Let's go to 864 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Karen.
All righty. What's going on?
Hi, Mr. Logan. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you. I watch you all the time.
Well, I'm glad you're here with me.
I just wanted to call and tell you that I just absolutely cannot stand Joy Reid, and I think that she should be taken off of the air somehow, some way. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all. I share your same sentiments.
I mean, she just gaslights us constantly, and I mean, it just blows my mind how everybody just believes all these legend. What do you call them? The news outlets, the ones that are, I don't know what you call them, but I'm kind of nervous, if you'll please forgive me.
Oh, it's fine. It's no problem.
But I just wanted to let you know that I watch you every chance I get. I think you're really awesome. My daddy was in the Navy. I think weren't you in the Navy?
No, not me, my uncle.
Your uncle? Oh, okay. I apologize. But, I really have a big heart for the military because my daddy served. He retired from the Navy. And, I mean, I just think that, I don't know. I just wanted to call and let you know how great I think your show is. And that I hate Joy Reid. But I'll let you go. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right. Shout out to her. Great call. Fantastic. Yeah, Joy Reid, a mess. And those wigs, those British court judge, lawyer, whatever, got to go.
But I'll
973.
let you go.
You're on the line.
Thank you
Who am I speaking to?
taking my call.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey, Anthony. Sorry, I was just watching live. I think you have a small delay.
Yes, there is.
No. Yeah, I just caught you live, and I've been a fan way back when, but now I've been completely censored, believe it or not, due to my political beliefs behind Donald J. Trump. Yeah, but without ado, I would like to conversate if you have the time. I'm actually really, really excited about the Heritage Foundation and Project 25. I've actually just concluded applying towards the program to be considered for the incoming administration for President Donald Trump to be. So I think a lot of the information that's being spread about it's very wrong. And even here from my state of New Jersey, it's just something that needs to happen. We need to upend this Democratic mafia corrupt rule that's just taking away from the everyday citizen.
Absolutely. I mean, if something's got to be done, and I think if Heritage Foundation has a plan and it could be implemented and people just want to do better, then that's always a good thing. It'll help everybody in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm a standalone voice at times for my age group, 31 years old, and thank God making about six figures. And I think it's just pathetic, especially here in New Jersey for this Democratic Party that has basically ruled across my lifetime. It's been, really tough. I've actually been a candidate for the legislature, and the GOP just showed the same exact face of evil. And I think it's just imperative. My campaign and my agenda for this year has been to going and asking, why should we even remain in the state? Because it doesn't seem by any angle or measure that our money deserves to be spent or earned here. So, yeah, I mean, it's just become tough, very tough for any American coming up and out of the struggle, especially those like myself who are first-generation Americans. I think the Democrats just literally shoot us in the foot at any attempt. But no, God bless Anthony. You're doing a great thing. I wish I could podcast like you. I've been censored for quite some time, but keep trucking, brother. We need you.
Right on, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Thanks to you. All right. Shout out to the callers. Shout out to you guys coming through, doing your thing. I really, really appreciate y'all. If you like what you're hearing, you know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And the number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. All right, let me see some of the supers here. Let's go to 559. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Diego Ramirez.
All righty, what's going on?
I need to ask a question about if Trump is going to choose the VP, hopefully, maybe pretty soon.
That's a good question. I'm not really sure who he's going to pick, but hopefully it has to be pretty soon here because we're getting closer toward the RNC. So I think the RNC is this month, so he has to pick very soon. But I don't know who's going to pick.
Yeah, we don't know what to pick is if he chooses a woman. If Trump going to choose a woman VP, maybe
that could happen, but I'm not sure that I kind of doubt that one, but it could happen.
Right.
What I'm asking. Right. So, go ahead.
If he go back to the White House, if Trump go back to the White House, hopefully, if he wins on November 1st, he's gonna go back to the White House, and in January 20, he's gonna come back.
Well, I mean, we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully, he just goes ahead and wins this election November, and gets back in the White House, and we have the country get back on the right track, man. So, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. Let's go to 425 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, my name is Elisa Hill. Sorry, I'm muting the television. I'm calling from Washington State.
All righty. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to discuss Roe versus Wade and First of all, I want to tell you I like your style and the length of your videos are great. Anyhow, Roe versus Wade. The way it was explained to me was that when the law of the land created the, sorry, I'm so nervous. Anyhow, when the Supreme Court ruled on Roe versus Wade in the beginning and made it law, come to find out it was unconstitutional because their position is to interpret the law. So that's why they wanted to take it back to the states.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Absolutely.
Okay. That I thought that might be a better explanation for some people that may not understand it, because that made more sense to me.
I mean, it's crystal
That's
clear.
all. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
All right. Shout out to the callers. I really appreciate you guys. And let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to 773. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. Thanks for taking my call. Isn't this entertaining, ABL? You know, Biden gets on television and you got more than enough content. Here's what I love. You know, Bill Maher, there have been others who keep saying he had a bad night, he had a bad night, he had a bad day. Yeah, the one day that they put him on TV in front of the public is a bad day. Now, let's keep putting him on TV in front of the public, and let's count up the bad days to the good days. Let's see how many good days he has. Probably zero. You know, the guy, unfortunately, is old, which means there's also a phantom government going on. Someone in the background is handling everything. He cannot handle it, which is probably Obama, and they probably have a group of advisors and people that are saying, what's our next move? What are we going to do? And then they put them out there to sign the papers and do it. I mean, we don't even know who's in charge of our government. It's not the guy we saw the other night. And that's how come they keep saying he had a bad night. No, he's living a bad life. You know, he's old. But, you know, another thing is the thing about strength. This is why I believe, and I've said it before, you know, Putin made his move on Afghanistan, on the Ukraine. You know, Hamas made its move on Israel, probably because although he wasn't on TV for us to see, he's at these signings and these meetings, and they see that he's whacked. Is a whole, he has no, you know, no strength whatsoever. And when you don't have strength, people take advantage. Criminals take advantage. People from other countries to come over the border take advantage, and everything else. And because crime, you can do whatever you want these days, including murder, and get away with it. And God knows who we let into our country. So I'd like to see what happens. I don't know if they're going to have another debate. I don't know if they're going to go with Biden. They're going to let somebody else step in. I don't know what they may do. But no matter what, if we don't show strength, even if it was, you know, of course, I want Trump to be in there. And the way it's looking is, you know, I wouldn't take it for granted, but obviously it's looking good for Trump. But it's not a sure thing, because who knows what these Democrats and thieves have up their sleeve. But, you know, no matter who is president, we need to show strength around the world and within our country. Otherwise, crime and everything else is just going to take us over, because nothing beats crime when it comes to getting things done. No matter what your plans are, ABL, no matter what you do, if I grab you by the throat and kill you, all your plans are done. It gives the stupid people a way to take control. criminals take control by force. They're as dumb as can be, but they win on the streets because they take by force. They're the most stupid people I've met sometimes. Yet they win. Why did they win? Because they killed their victim. You know, you just have to have a police force. You have to have the military. You have to have the strength to use them and let them take some control. Because would you rather have the thief have control? Because he doesn't care what the laws are. The laws are already in place for gun control. They're not supposed to have one, you know, but yet they have it. Why? Because they don't pay any attention to the laws. And if you're willing not to pay attention to any laws, you know, eventually you might get caught. But in the meantime, you just run havoc around the world and around your neighborhood and, you know, in your country or out of your country, and you're off and running. People need to, you know, we need to be able to take control. And in order to do that, we need somebody who understands that and that is in control and will allow the police and others to take control of the schools, take control of the, you know, the crime, to take control of the border. And the only person that has, you know, the gumption to do that I see is Trump. And here's one thing you could say about Trump, and I'll end it at that, ABL, is, you know, Trump is a very courageous man, I believe. The reason I believe that is who would put up with this persecution? I mean, he is, you know, he is putting himself out there, all these trials and lawsuits. I mean, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need it. But, you know, as you get older and as you age, you realize you're running out of time. Time goes quickly. Before you know it, you're 40, then you're 60, and God forbid, then you're 80, and then, you know, death starts to creep in. But he doesn't have to put up with that in his old age. But in his old age, he says, I need to do this for my country. Suddenly, then it starts to matter because your life is near an end. What good can I do? You can't take your money with you. Money might give you some health care benefits that you might have, but money's not going to cure some disease that you have. You know, just ask a bunch of billionaires. They had billions of dollars to try to save themselves, but they couldn't, not from cancer and this and that. So I believe Trump is going through all this turmoil because he sees a better good. He realizes, what can I do for my country? And he is sacrificing for that. Because most people would just say, you know what, I don't want this. This is ridiculous. I don't have to put up with this. I don't have much time left. Even if he's got another 20 years, it flies by. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen in this election, and even before the election, ABL, what's going to happen with Biden and everything else. Anyway, thanks for taking my call, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Great call. Great way to end the show. Shout out to you guys. I'll be back live again on Saturday. Same bad time, same bad place. 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that'll be a wrap for the show. Shout out to you guys for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I could not do the show without y'all. Shout out to the mods keeping the trolls in check. I really, really appreciate you. This is also an audio streaming podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or just go to your streaming platform of choice and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. But thank you guys again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I got a few super chats here, I suppose. I'll read those and then wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Shout out to F. Ranger Xbox, who says, I need to be Trump's administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration. I'm very well qualified and would love to have AOC question me live. Thank you to Editor's Kingsford, who says, what we have witnessed is the destruction of the principles of this country was founded on. God-given rights come with duty, i.e., two-way carry all you want. It's your duty to not shed innocent blood. Right on. Yeah, the country, the principles of the country are being destroyed from within, but also from outside forces. This is where the drugs and all the LGBT, that's where all that stuff comes in. If you're able to get somebody's mind reduced to nothingness, you can rebuild it with whatever you want. Okay? This is where idiocracy comes in. I will mention idiocracy every day until the entire audience knows it word for word. Because it was a documentary. Mike Judge, I mean, you're a genius for that. You pretty much were able to see America for what it could become. Because you could see some of these tendencies in some people to just lose a lot of what has made us great. So that could be going back to make America great again. Let's go back to a time where we had a little bit of common sense, where we weren't so weird, weren't so high on drugs all the time on the ground. You know, no fentanyl ferrets running around. It was different. We got to get it back to that. So that's what I hope for in the future. If I had a genie in a bottle and I had 3 wishes, that'd be one of them right there, to make America great again. Get us off of the bobo. Thank you to TJ Jizzle, who says, great show as usual with the peace sign. Now, I appreciate you, TJ Jizzle. Thank you for that. So I think that'll be a wrap for me. Until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.